All right, so we're back with a beautiful day in Miami. We continue our DDA series with our good friend MJ Green from the DDA.
All right, MJ.
Very happy to be here. It's a beautiful day in Miami. Super excited about this conversation to really highlight Miami Worldcenter. We're here with Nitin, developer of Miami Worldcenter, and this is a $6 billion development. We are right in the heart of downtown Miami, and just excited to show this off and continue to highlight this great development.
Yeah, so I think first I want to say kudos and thank you to Nitin because this is beautiful.
It's spectacular.
The city has needed this for a very long time, and you guys did not a good job. You did a phenomenal job bringing this here. It doesn't feel like we're in Miami anymore, you know? So
how many hoops do we have to go through this?
That was my next question.
Well, very, very few hoops because we are blessed and lucky. Nitin was one of the longest-standing board members of the DDA.
Oh, wow. So he had the experience needed in order to get this across the line.
Yeah, and maybe you can tell us a little bit about the vision, when it started. I know it took a little while, but how we all got here to this amazing development.
That's important.
Yeah, but I would say before that, introduce yourself to people who may not know who you are. Give us a little bit about your background, your history, and then how you ended up in this position.
Sure. So Nitin Motwani, managing partner of Miami Worldcenter. Along with some great partners, we developed this incredible city. So thank you for having me. It's good to be back with MJ. 15 years on the DDA as we were working on this project since inception. So small family business, grew up in Fort Lauderdale running some small motels, left for college, left for Wall Street, came back in 2004, got involved with this project with some partners, and that was 2006. It's been 20 years. And our idea was actually pretty simple. You know, what if you could own the center of downtown in a major city? And what if the city, county, and state built a museum of art, a museum of science, the Performing Arts Center, expanded the port, created a signature bridge, Brightline became this public-private partnership to invest $3 billion in creating rail system. What if we could all do that and have 27 acres in the middle of all that? Now, the problem is it was owned by 43 different sellers.
Wow.
It was 144 different parcels.
Slight
different.
Slight.
But I always joke that, I was young enough and naive enough that when my partners came to me and said, "What do you think?" I'm like, "Yeah, we can do this." We were confident. And
was that in the morning or after 5 o'clock?
It was both. 20s are an amazing time in life.
Yeah.
Right? I just moved back from New York. The sky was the limit. It was 2006. It was a very different place. And then, of course, the financial crisis happened, right? And I remember the day we got this approved. It was 2008. The market tanked 500 points, and one of the commissioners said, just let them try. Like, what do we have to lose? The world's getting worse. And as you know, Miami was the epicenter of the financial crisis from a real estate standpoint. But what people didn't realize is that we never had institutional apartments. So what is that? You look around, we built thousands of them here. But we never had apartments. We had condos that were second homes that were used for 2 to 3 weeks a year. Suddenly, all these condos became apartments. Suddenly, there was life being fed into our downtown. And as I was on the DDA, we did a study that said, what's going on in these buildings? The world's saying they're empty. Found out they were 62% occupied. And even in 2009, you had 50 net new businesses open. Why? Because people needed coffee, breakfast, different things were going on. So there was a different story happening. So parallel path that, Miami Worldcenter, we started doubling down into our project. And we went on this journey to create a true city within a city. And people didn't understand that here. We vacated roads. They thought that was a bad thing. We're sitting in one of them right now, right? We created 5 acres of public spaces and parks throughout Miami Worldcenter that anyone can enjoy. We did art in public spaces. We're building 10,000 residential units between apartments, condos, short-term rentals. Got 300,000 feet of retail, 97% lease. It's like a dream. It all took 20 years.
Yeah. But it all came
long
together.
Dream, but we're here.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful. I mean, I think looking at this, we are blocks away from the Brightline, right, which allows the opportunity for people from all over Florida to be able to come down here and enjoy this. Blocks away from the Heat Stadium. Can you kind of talk about all the different things that are here? I know you mentioned some of the apartments, but some of the businesses, and what was really your vision as you guys kind of put together this amazing retail and restaurant mix that we have here?
So we started off actually, R. Falcone, CIM, our partners in this, we went traveled the world visiting projects and looking around. And we said, we live in the city with incredible weather. We live in the city with incredible culture and arts. Why don't we have any public spaces? This was a big push at the DDA when I was there. We created what's now Baywalk. That didn't exist. We created these parks, which didn't exist. There were public spaces. No one used them. Now they're used all year round. So our whole idea was, if we focus on the pedestrian first and create this great space that people can walk around safely, comfortably, with shade, landscaping, these great different lighting and shade structures we created, people will go outside because we live in the greatest place in the world. I think so. That was like one path. That was kind of the horizontal. And we had an extraordinary architect who became a mentor of mine, Howard Elkis of Elkis Manfredi. And unfortunately, he passed during COVID, but he would always say, if I could dream as an architect, and he did projects all over the world, of a location, this would hit all of it, right? All of the cool things that were around us. Now we have to create something cool at the ground level. So instead of 4 to 5 foot sidewalks, do 15 to 25 foot sidewalks. Instead of creating pocket parks that no one used, create incredible parks like this that we designed with Apple so that we can do events, or Lululemon or Sephora can do events, or 8 Bar can do events and host things out here. But if they're not doing that, people can walk and just enjoy the space. So we really focused on the pedestrian spaces. We didn't create this, right? We went around the world and we learned what worked and what didn't work. And for Miami, it was just an opportunity to do something different. We incorporated transportation. Last week, we unveiled the Miami Worldcenter Metro Mover stop that we paid for. We also improved the Freedom Tower stop. We've incorporated direct access to Brightline, to the Metro Mover. Transit's a big part of what we're doing here. And so if you make it easy for people to walk, someone pushing a stroller right over there, right? You make it easy for people to take transportation. You make it easy for them to park. It just creates a different dynamic. So we're just excited, and as the retail continues to open, more people are here. It's just a great feeling.
I was walking the grounds a couple weeks ago with MJ, and there's this corridor here to the left-hand side that seems like it's going to connect to the Brightline.
Yeah.
When do you think that's going to be finished?
So the 7th Street Promenade will be completed this summer. That will take us to Miami Avenue. Beyond that is another site that connects to Brightline. That project is still in the development phase. So we will create a path to Brightline later this year. The direct path will take a little bit longer as that next project gets built.
Wow, it's going to be amazing because then people can obviously jump on the Brightline, come down, watch a Heat game, get back and leave.
By the way, we already see it. I mean, when you sit here at any of these bars before or after a game and you just watch the hundreds of people getting off the train, walking through, stopping for a drink, having a bite to eat before or after the game, it's incredible. It is like a dream come true.
I'm impressed with the fact of the stores and the quality of stores that you have here. How was it difficult for you guys, or was it just an easy thing to show these people? Because this is impressive to me.
I appreciate
the quality of people that you have here.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. So I'm laughing because at one point this was going to be a mall, all right, and that was a Bloomingdale's and there was a Macy's, and that was the whole plan.
Really?
Yeah, that went away, and then we as the developers stepped in to become retail experts, right? And we had all done a lot of retail, but this was 300,000 square feet.
That's a lot.
That's
a lot.
It's a lot. So I had the pleasure of meeting Tim Cook at a Duke basketball game, and I said, Tim, it took 6 years to get this lease signed on this incredible space we have behind us. First carbon neutral store in the world.
Largest ground floor Apple store in the United States.
Wow.
Yeah, and so he said, sounds like my
You
team
see
did the
it.
right job. Like 6
That's
years.
why I asked.
So 6 years, I'm thinking he's going to be like, I can't believe it took that long.
Yeah,
and his
yeah.
response was, sounds like they did their
And you
job.
would think it's like an easy, development. It's just, open space with tables.
Yeah, retail's interesting because once you've proven the sales, then everyone wants to come in, which is like what's happening in our second and third phases now. But to get people to believe in pre-construction in a neighborhood that historically, remember, this was all parking lots for the old arena and the new arena, which is funny, we still call it the new arena 20 years later. It was nightclubs with the 24-hour district, right? It's obviously the Knapp Center. Like there was nothing, there were no businesses, there were no pedestrians. Camilla's house was here. We helped move Camilla's house to their state-of-the-art facility. So there were a lot of people in Miami who were actually our biggest naysayers who were like, oh, I know that space, right? And those are the people we encourage to come back because when they come back, they have the same reaction you do. which is, I didn't know this existed. I want to come back often and more often. So we're really excited. The retailers that came and signed on with us in the beginning, I mean, we'll talk about some of them, but it was extraordinary. You know, you go to Chicago, the steak capital of the world, and you go to 6 restaurants and you eat like a champ, and then you say Maple and Ash.
Yeah.
It's got the food of Chicago. It's got the vibe of Miami. It brings all the right demographics.
Spectacular.
Right?
Great restaurant.
Now we have to convince them to come to Miami World, right, in this new neighborhood.
Yeah.
And they did. They believed in us, and they're doing incredibly well. You know, we went to the pop-up for Museum of Ice Cream when it was at Faena, and they kept extending and extending because it was so much demand. When they decided to do permanent locations, I went to Manish, who'd become a friend, and I said, you have to open here. And no one was telling him this is the place to be, right, because no one understood it. And he came, he walked it, he saw it, he felt it, and was like, this is it. And I could go tenant by tenant, the national ones like Ray-Ban and Sephora, they believed in us. They understood Miami well enough to realize this was really the hole in the donut, right? The confluence of arts, culture, entertainment, transportation, and education with Miami-Dade College's expansion. And then you had all these, we didn't want to have like all national restaurateurs. So our first restaurant we opened was with Chef Beltran. We opened Brasserie Laurel and then the cigar bar El Vecino, right? Because we wanted that local flair. We should celebrate the incredible people that we have here. And then we went to Maple to get Chicago, you know, the steakhouse. And then went to Serafina because we wanted the New York Italian pizza spot.
I hear Lucky Strike gets good, too.
Lucky Strike is so much fun. What's cool about Lucky Strike and Museum of Ice Cream is you go during the day with your kids. You go at night with your friends. 2 different vibes. So much fun.
But then you Uber the kids home.
Oh, yeah. Right. After 5.
And you guys bought a Miami staple, Earl's.
Earl's it's actually a Canadian company that just gets Miami so well. And what I love about them is every night's a different story. Like their 10 p.m. happy hour, I'm like, really? It is the thing that people come to me all the time and mention. Our favorite happy hour in Miami, the 10 p.m. Earl's happy hour. Like,
yeah, they had in the one in Dayland, they had these little, I don't know if they do it here.
They still have
little teddy bear glasses, and people would steal them. And after such a long time of people just taking them home because they were so nice, they discontinued them. And they would usually give you the cocktails in those like nice teddy bear format glasses. But I've been by the one here, and the bar is just slammed.
They're doing great, and like everyone's like hype. Great story, right? Yeah. Like my kids, I didn't appreciate sneakers. My kids got into sneakers. They were obsessed. They are obsessed with them. Suddenly I'm hearing about this store hype. We talked to them, and we're like, you're doing great. You're great on social. Like, we want some local flair. And they came over here, and they're like, we love this. So now they're here doing great stuff, and they came up with some great swag, some Miami World swag that's awesome and fun.
Well, I think it's your vision. The DDA, we did a demographics and retail report. And the special thing about the entire DDA district, I think from a retail perspective, is that not only do you have 300,000 people that are coming down here for work every single day, we've got 500,000 people getting off cruise ships. You have people that live here. So you have daytime, lunch, and evening. And I think that really makes a very attractive opportunity for the businesses that are able to see your vision as you start to lay that groundwork for it to come down here. Because I think as a retailer, being able to service folks in the morning, the lunchtime crowd, which is really strong with the businesses that continue to come down here.
This whole area.
Yeah, and then all of these apartments and different things that pop up mixed in with the tourists.
Where you see in Brickell as well, because that was my question. Do we feel like we're competing with Brickell and Wynwood?
That's a great question. You know, it's so funny. When we were developing this, there was all this fear. It's like Design District, Wynwood, Miami Worldcenter, Midtown, Brickell. And you're like, have you been to any global city? Right? You think about places like New York or London.
Please. Every corner.
Every corner. It's a different neighborhood. It's beautiful. It's interesting. It's dynamic. It's different. That's what we believed in Miami. Yeah. And so the better Brickell does, the better we do. The better Craig's doing up in Design District, the better we do. The better Wynwood's doing. It's this rising tide raises all ships. Because when because when the cruise passengers come here, they used to come less time to Miami than they would in Fort Lauderdale. Why? Because there was nothing to do around the port. So they'd fly in the night before, maybe, or the morning of, get on their cruise.
Hang out,
It was a day. Now they're coming for days on the front end, days on the back end.
Yeah, there's a bunch of stats that say that people are staying 1 or 2 days on the front end and the back end to really be able to enjoy Miami, to enjoy Miami Worldcenter, and the rest of the things that this amazing place in Miami-Dade County has going on.
Yeah, it's like our daytime population is growing. Our tourist population is growing. Miami is hitting on all cylinders. The last thing we should do as a community is hold ourselves back by lack of interesting infrastructure. And so I think that We fulfill our niche. Brickell does theirs. Everyone does their own thing, and we're all supporting each other.
Listen, I still think we need more. I'm one of those people that keep on saying we need more, because at the end of the day, I don't call my biggest thing is I don't call this Miami, Florida. I call this Miami, USA.
Yeah.
I feel like we're our own country. So everybody wants to be here, and everybody just is going to continue coming over here. And we need more of these places, because at the end of the day, when you look at when we do so many pods all over the place, you see every different area. You see the people of Kendall have their areas in Kendall. You people of the Coral Gables, you got Coral Gables. The Grove's got the Grove. You have to have all these, all these spots that everybody wants. You have to have it. And at the same time, all those are the people that want to get into the places and come and visit those places. So this, for me, is something that should be not only be here, but duplicated even to another higher level in the sense of what you guys are doing. I mean, this is phenomenal. I'm one of those people that tell you, I really don't come and visit over here as much as I should. I've been to Maple Ash, spectacular. And I think that one should really say this is a spectacular place for like a Saturday, Sunday afternoon that the whole family can come. And that's our biggest purpose that we do in the pod, is really to show and showcase all those folks, all the beautiful areas that DDA, manages and really promotes. So I tell you that this for me is, I was impressed. I'm waiting to leave here to go visit the watch store.
Yeah. Oh, no,
I think the watch store is coming on the pod. So.
And they're another great example. We signed a lease with them, incredible operator. As they spent more time in Miami and getting to know the product, they're like, okay, we want to move. We want a bigger store because now we can get even better brands, right? Because they were understanding what was happening in Miami and at Miami Worldcenter. Like Go Greek was another example, all these social media sensation. I'm not a big social media guy, but a lot of people like talking about this place where all these famous people go in LA and they want to come to Miami to an 800 square foot space. And I'm like, really? The line of people to get into Go Greek is extraordinary. Their product's spectacular. My kids love it. I love it. If you're healthy, if you want to, cheat and have a great day and eat a little extra sweets, they've got everything. They fly in this stuff fresh every day. I mean, this is like incredible concepts coming to Miami, and they are killing it because it's an incredible concept. We're so glad they made home.
I have a couple questions and some praises. First, people usually don't. The typical reason for not coming to downtown Miami is, at least from the locals, is parking. Yeah. But I got to tell you, the parking garage that you guys have there, I've come for the Miami Marathon, and I parked easily. I came during the Diplo, parked easy. Every time I come in, the system is excellent.
Thank you.
So you guys have done a great job with having available spaces for people. Beyond that, what was the biggest hurdle that you guys had while the construction was being developed that could, stick out?
One of them?
Just one?
Yeah. You just want one? Give me your top three,
It's tough when you're doing something of this scale and size because it comes with a big responsibility, right? So when we were talking about vacating streets in order to create pedestrian-only environments, and it was new to people, and we kept saying, but we want to make it easier for you to walk and ride your bike and push a stroller. That was a tough concept. Now, obviously, we've reaped the rewards, and a lot of those naysayers have actually come back to apologize and appreciate what's happened. But at the time, you're trying to educate people that we are trying to do the right thing.
And create community with that, right?
And create community. It's exactly right, MJ, because the problem is, if you don't have this great public space, people show up, they park, they go shopping at Ray-Ban, they leave.
Yeah.
You want them to hang out and go walk around a little. So that was definitely part of it. Another part were the retailers. As you all mentioned, you're trying to convince retailers 3-4 years in advance that we're going to build out all of this stuff, right? And each of these buildings, it's like everyone, it was like Field of Dreams. If you build it, will they come?
Yeah.
Right? And the world was changing retail-wise where everyone understood they wanted to be in outdoor spaces. They wanted to have their own identity. They wanted the public spaces. But the question was who would go first? And so we had to go and kind of juggle all of these folks, getting them to open. That was also a really tough thing. And then lastly, you mentioned the parking. It is complicated in these things because if you want to create a real walkable space, you can't have parking garages in every single block because then no one can ever walk. And that's unfortunately what we have in a lot of buildings because that's how they're built, building by building. We had the benefit of the master plan. And so trying to get retailers, residential buildings, hotels, others, office users to understand there's going to be these 1,000 parking spaces there and 1,000 parking spaces there, and in the end it's going to make it easier for everyone. was a little tough, including for the elected officials. Some of them really understood it. Some of them didn't. Then we had all these neighbors.
That always happens.
I'm sorry?
That always happens, yeah.
Then we had all these neighbors who relied on these parking lots, right? Like the heat or the museums, and they were like, whoa, we don't have parking. Where are people going to park? And we're like, but we're building our parking for us. So then we ended up having to overbuild our parking to accommodate some of these incredible institutions around us to make sure that we all won.
Yeah.
So there were a lot of dynamics, forgetting about the financial crisis or the retail apocalypse or all the other things that happened, COVID. There were a lot of other challenges, but those were kind of three newer concepts.
But even with those challenges, I mean, I think when I first was offered the opportunity at the DDA, one of the more exciting things was the opportunity to work with you and being such a visionary. I think that, a big reason for doing this partnership with A Day in Miami is to highlight the amazing entrepreneurs and the amazing visionaries that we have in the DDA district that jump over all of those hurdles to make things happen, to help people rediscover the DDA district in a completely different way, and really being able to get that information out there, working with all of our different institutions that you mentioned. I mean, I think in this conversation, one of the things that, obviously your vision to just see through all of that, but then the partnerships, right? Thinking about the cultural institutions, thinking about the people that were here, thinking about the Miami-Dade College, and then the Heat, right? You have an amazing partnership with the Miami Heat, and it's really about, before and after the games, folks that go to the games are able really to benefit from that and enjoy the area.
What about the Heat? Look what disappeared.
Bernie.
We hit the bat signal or the heat signal.
Wait, we got wait.
And so to my knowledge, if you take your ticket after or before a Heat game, you're able to get discounts, hang out with Bernie in Miami Worldcenter, and get a free pizza from Serafina. Bernie. Sir.
So you told me something earlier that you guys have some discounts available when Heat win some games.
Yeah.
That's important.
So who can benefit from that? When you get a Heat win, where can we come to the Miami Worldcenter and enjoy ourselves?
You can take your tickets before and after the game to Serafina, to Earl's, a bunch of the different restaurants here, and receive discounts. It's free pizza with another order at Serafina. And I think that that's just a really awesome partnership for people to be able to park here, enjoy a drink, some food, something with their families before the game, go to the Museum of Ice Cream, and then after the game be able to come here and then celebrate the Heat's winning, right? Right, Bernie? There we go.
Hey, look, the Miami Heat have always been an extraordinary part of our story. As we were talking to people over the years, retailers, investors, etc., because what an asset to have this incredible team and our man Bernie right here, always hyping us up, celebrating this incredible community. And so for us, this was a natural partnership. It was an obvious partnership because we'd been partners for 20 years already.
Yeah,
right.
They were just celebrating their 20-year championship from 2006.
Yeah,
yeah, that was great to see everybody show up. Yeah.
That was a wonderful, wonderful night for the Heat organization.
Yeah, one of many that they've delivered to us, which we appreciate. So this was a fun, natural evolution where we said this is a win-win, right? It's great for the Heat, it's great for Miami Worldcenter and our tenants, and most importantly, it's great for the fans.
And I think that also shows, although this is about the DDA district and this is about downtown Miami is for everybody in Miami-Dade County, everybody in South Florida, and for really everybody in the world as a global city that continues to rise. And I'm just truly thankful for your vision, for your partnership, and being able to really put all this together that makes my job much easier at the DDA. And couldn't be more excited for the future of Miami Worldcenter and for all of the partnerships you continue to bring to the table.
Well, I appreciate that. I want to be clear. I'm part of the team. I've got great partners in this that have been extraordinarily supportive and helpful, as well as all of our tenants, developers, etc. And everyone bought into the vision, including my man Bernie. You're the best.
Thank you, Bernie.
We love the Heat. And thank you for doing this. I think that it's true. Like, we have evolved as a city. We all knew every great restaurant. When someone asked you, like now, you can't keep up.
Yep, that's true.
You can't keep up with the new neighborhoods and what's going on. And I think letting people know, come back to downtown. It's changed. It's different. Or if you're going to a museum or to a Heat game or a concert, whatever it is, plan a little time on the front end or back end.
Yeah.
But that's important for you to say, because at the end of the day, everybody wants to be proud of their downtown.
Yeah.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? For a lot of years, Miamians were not, you would say downtown. Nobody wanted to come downtown. This is a moment that everybody could be proud of.
Rediscover downtown.
Yeah. What city doesn't love their downtown?
I think when you were young, people used to come to downtown, though. That's what I was.
He's still young. He's still young.
But your point is actually, it's so interesting you say that, because when we started with this, that's exactly what we felt. What major city doesn't have a downtown?
That's what I'm saying. I mean, everybody loves their downtown.
But
We never
heard stories
really
of like Bayside before that it was always good back then. No,
Yeah.
it just kind of like fell apart, and then you guys have brought it back to life. This whole area.
Well, I think that's what Nitin mentioned. Not to cut you off, is that Bayside is actually still doing well, and tourists go there and they continue to develop, and they're looking to redevelop some of those things. But there is enough density, there is enough opportunity, there are enough people for all of these areas to continue to be successful.
But that's the point. In my time, the only thing that was just Bayside. You follow me? It wasn't a place that you said you wanted to hang out in downtown
tours
Miami.
around Star Island.
You know what I'm saying? That's it. Now there's not only one, there's many reasons why being here in downtown, to Nitin's point. You know what I'm saying? But I have a question I want to ask you. Where do you foresee people that are standing here? What do you want them to feel and say 5 or 10 years, that later in life, they say, what is that you wanted to accomplish, that they stand here and go, wow, this is...
What do you want the legacy to be here?
Yeah, it's such a great question. I think, it's ironic, right? You guys happen to choose a location sitting in the center of this park. And when Howard Elkis started working with us, he said, when you look up, you see a bunch of beautiful buildings, and they're all beautiful. And we didn't do the Disney World move. We hired different architects for every building so that it feels and looks like a real city, right? But what we wanted was the ground floor space, the public space. As we're sitting here filming, and we see the strollers going by, the bicyclists going by, the joggers going by.
Dogs.
Like the dogs everywhere. I mean, it'd be great if everyone cleaned up after their dogs. That's one complaint out there.
We're working on that.
So please keep that up.
Asking for too much.
But I'd say like the legacy is, when people sit down and just look and be like, what a beautiful place, right? And whether that's with their spouse, they're on a first date, their kids, their grandkids, that's what we want. We want people to come and just feel at home in a safe, comfortable, beautiful space. We should enjoy the outdoors. We live in the most beautiful city in the world with the best weather in the world.
Well, if we can continue this weather that we have right now, it'd be great. I mean, we can, if we can continue this for,
you didn't hear,
they
made it
permanent.
permanent.
It's
permanent.
We can really take over California.
Talking about this beautiful space, do you guys activate this space at all? Do you have markets or anything along those lines? Anything in the future we can expect? Or
It's a great question. So one of our developers here, Flow, they decided to start a Flow farmers market. On every Sunday there's a farmers market.
Oh, wow. So
and
you have to come check that out.
And then they just opened a grocer.
And it's right here.
Right here on 7th Street Promenade that you mentioned. They shut down the whole place. There's 500, 600 people. They opened a grocery store now, right? Because you have all these residents.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
There's a Publix 2 blocks away, but sometimes people want fresh produce, fresh organic things, and so they open a cool small grocer. Our team here does an incredible job organizing events. So I'll give you some examples. We just had Diplo had his run club. We did an event with Frankie. Everyone knows Frankie.
Yeah, he's coming on the pod tomorrow. Frankie Ruiz.
He's the best, right? So Frankie does a lot of his run club stuff here, including the Diplo pre-event and after party. When Jimmy Butler was on the Heat, we had his coffee, launch.
Oh, Big Face Coffee.
Yeah, we've done stuff with Dog Days where we've done these different things. So, yeah, we're programming the space. That's part of the joy of we paid for it, we own it, we operate it, we maintain it.
Love it.
And we also work with our tenants because different people, like Apple has great ideas. Lululemon wants to do great yoga in the park. So we come up with all these ideas on our own. We also welcome ideas.
That's amazing.
So to folks out there that have ideas, we have an incredible team that really does a great job programming, and we're always looking for fun new ideas to bring the community together.
Okay, my next question is there any space available for a business? Like if somebody wants to come and open a business and be a part of Miami Worldcenter?
So the majority of Miami World, as we know it, the 300,000 feet of retail is 97% leased, 90% open. The rest are going through the permitting process. We are building additional new phases. So, yes, there is space available. on the retail side and office side, because now we're getting a lot of these companies saying that we want some office.
We have a
space.
lot of businesses that are always telling us, "Hey, where do you suggest we go? What's the next move?"
A lot of them want to be coming downtown.
This is a great place to go for not only the retail and office, and the DDA has an incentive program that has grant dollars to be able to support your office space or your retail space, and we're happy to connect you guys with Nitin and the rest of his team to help make that happen.
That's amazing.
And I'd say we're continuing to evolve. There's new projects. We just delivered in the last 90 days. Crazy. We delivered 1,000 condominiums in the last 90 days. All sold out, by the way. And so we've got other projects that are for sale right now, like Flow House or Gem. And so
I can't even imagine the amenities that you guys have at these condos. You know? Can I get
so-
a day pass?
So it's really funny. When we were building Paramount Miami Worldcenter, our tagline was most amenities in the world. We did all the research. This is before ChatGPT. We did all the research and couldn't find another building with more amenities. Till this day, right? That's been, 14 years. No one has been able to show up with more amenities. I mean, this is
We can ask ChatGPT now.
We're going to have to take a tour to confirm that.
But that's creating community, right? And I think, again, if you're thinking about opening a retail business, you have more people moving down here than ever. You have the more offices and businesses moving here. And then again, the cruise industry continues to grow and grow year after year, along with all of the other events and travels. You know, the Bernie was just here. But the Heat Stadium is almost filled every night, whether it's a Heat game or a concert or something else. I mean, you think about things to do and to be able to have the opportunity for transactions is what I think about for a retail business. There's no better place for that opportunity than in this general area, right?
100%.
I mean, this is probably the toughest question you're going to get asked in this whole interview.
No, but wait. Are we going to that already?
We're going to that.
Well, before we go to that, Nitin, I want you to explain to our viewers how important is the DDA.
So I got to tell you, I'm biased because I was on the board of the DDA for 15 years. I think what sometimes gets lost is we now have this dynamic market where you have residents, you have business owners, you have retailers, you have elected officials who represent it, you have the city, county, and state on that jurisdiction. It's complicated, and there's a lot of moving pieces. And I think we need to make sure that downtown continues to get the focus that it deserves. We are the economic engine, not just of Miami, city of Miami or Miami-Dade County, but really of the state of Florida.
True.
And so I think it's important we have an advocate who's representing all of those various interests. And with that representation, similar, as I said, with Miami World, with that comes the responsibility. You need to hear from these various constituents, hear the good, hear the bad, hear the ugly, and help build consensus. Because at the end of the day, the way for downtown to continue to grow and thrive is together. We've got to do right by our residents. We have to do right by the business community, both small and big. And we need elected officials, many of which don't represent downtown, haven't been to downtown, right, and who need to better understand all of the complexities of what's going on.
Agree.
Do you guys do like downtown tours or anything like that? Or I'm sure there's companies that do that.
Yeah, there is. We do something during Art Basel. You know, there are the double-decker buses and all that good stuff. So we're doing our best to try to get the word out. But, you know, the beauty is if something like Miami, I mean, imagine we're in the second largest project in the country after Hudson Yards, right? If you open in any other city, thank you. If you open in any other city, it's the talk of the town, not for a week, a month, or a year, for a decade. We're in Miami. There's always stuff going on. Yeah. And so part of this, that's why we appreciate this opportunity, is getting the word out. Something is there, something new, right? Not just one story, it's all of these stories. I used to tell people, you know, I'm managing partner of Miami Worldcenter, and they look at it as a project. I'm like, no, it's a city. We are one of the largest tax-paying districts in Miami-Dade County, just our project alone, right? Because of how much we're building here.
Yes.
And so I think that's important to get the word out because there's a lot of stuff to do here.
Well, that's the biggest purpose of A Day in Miami. And A Day in Miami is to keep everybody to know and put that word out to everybody of the things that exist.
So if you could send a message to the local community, people who live out in Coral Gables, Kendall, Homestead, Doral, Westchester, etc., what would your message be to them?
Take a day, maybe two, and plan a trip to downtown Miami. I'm biased, so I say come to Miami Worldcenter, right? But I would say this place has changed a lot from when we were kids.
Yes.
Right? And there was one thing to do. Right? That Baywalk that we've worked on for 15 years now is miles of waterfront that you can walk, push a stroller, ride a bike. From Miami Worldcenter, parking's easy. The restaurants are great.
Accessibility.
The entertainment's great. But you can also get to all these other neighborhoods and try different things.
For free. The freebie and the Metro Mover.
Yeah, and we also did an art in public places. So if you're into art, as an example, we spent over $5 million in art on our buildings so that people can appreciate and have an outdoor art gallery, which is what we show off during Art Basel. But I think that, like, it's easy for us as Miamians to take our city for granted and say, I've been there, I know downtown, I've been to a Heat game, I get it. Just give it a shot. And I will tell you, we have Citizen M open, which is an incredible opportunity for people to stay at reasonable prices and a beautiful property.
A little staycation.
Yeah, but we've also got these cool short-term rentals. Like, we just opened the Crosby. It's 450 units. You can come rent a 2-bedroom apartment with your family. Yeah, for a night. You got Flow House, which is another, that one's 30-day minimum. So if you want to come on a vacation and or try something different, live in a different part of town, you can do that too. So I think that, like, we often take our city for granted. We often kind of, throw our city under the bus a little. It's easy for us to make fun of each other and make fun of our town. The bottom line is we are the envy of the world. We should
agree.
Celebrate it.
I agree.
And so come to downtown and experience it in a way that's different than what you have in your
A day in Miami Worldcenter.
Yeah.
A day in Miami World, even better is 2.
You want to ask the last question, MJ, or?
I mean, I think, my last question, which I think we kind of touched on, is, what do you see for the future? What are you most excited about in Miami Worldcenter for the future? I know we got the 3-story building going up here, but what excites you the most, maybe?
Look, I think what excites me the most has to do with our city as a whole, right? We're no longer having to sell that Miami is the city of the future, that we're the most exciting city on the planet. That's a fact.
It's selling itself.
It's selling itself. And the best part is, just when we thought the story was starting to fade, people are doubling, tripling down, right? We've got the world's greatest entrepreneurs moving here. Those people don't sit idle. They invest. They reinvent. They want great things to happen in this community. I think the business sector has joined in a way I have never seen them engaged in bringing the city to the next level. And so I think with the public sector and private sector working together, I think it's sky's the limit. Now, let's bring that back to Miami Worldcenter. As we continue to open new projects, as I mentioned, we just delivered 1,000 units. We'll deliver another 600 by the end of the year. You'll see us break ground on another 1,000+ units this year. The story just keeps evolving and getting better. And there's also all these great projects around us, right? Because we're the hub, and now that hub is kind of expanding. And so the walking distance, forget about the 11,000 units we're building. There's another 10,000 if you walk 3 blocks in any direction. Mm-hmm. And so I just think that we're going to continue to see Miami evolve the way it should, organically, correctly, and with more and more power to our residents, creating great vibes for them, right? And you see, again, the walkability that's happening, but also for our visitors and tourists, because we do still very much want to welcome our tourists with open arms.
This is the final question for you. Don't get stumped on it.
Okay.
You got to give us your top 3 restaurants. Okay? You're probably going to make some enemies after this, but starting with number 3.
Wait, all at Miami Worldcenter?
No,
well,
in the county.
Whatever you like. If you want to do
No, you can't do
it's
that.
safer probably to do Miami Worldcenter,
Yeah.
All right, so start with number 3.
Start with number 3. I'm doing all Miami Worldcenter.
Okay, go for it.
I like it.
So I'm going to start with number 3, and I'm going to say, God, this is really stressful. I got to tell you.
It could be the ones that, right now,
No, all right, I will tell you. So number 3, I'm going to go with Serafina.
Ooh.
The reason is I love Serafina. I've got all these great memories from New York. The vibe is right, for a casual lunch or really fun cocktails. I really love what they're doing.
It's good at night?
Oh,
it's great.
They have a Wednesday happy hour.
It's a place you can, of course. It's a place you can. Well, of course, I don't have to invite you everywhere I go. It could start from the afternoon and just end up in a crazy night.
Places. I like that.
And then number 2, I'm going to give it to my buddy Chef Beltran over at Brasserie Laurel.
Okay,
but I'm going to cheat and add El Vecino. So like my great night when friends come visit out of town, or partners or whatever, I go there for an incredible meal. The food is awesome. I did require them to open the Chugs Express because I live down in the Grove. So we do have the little cafecito right there.
Amazing
I can
spot.
see it
Yeah,
open with the
coffee.
line
There
over
has
there.
to be. I need that somewhere.
But so the coffee to the dinner's incredible. Their wine selection, their drinks, the staff's awesome. And then just being able to go to the cigar bar right next door.
Okay.
And I say cigar bar, but it's not the cigar bar that we think, or we may think because we're from Miami.
Yeah.
But like this is the elevated experience.
Little lounge.
And you have a restaurant. I mean, you've got food you can order from the Michelin chef's restaurant right next door. So you're eating incredible food, smoking great cigars. So the vibe is like, it's such a Miami thing.
Yeah.
And you're sitting out on the 7th Street Promenade looking at landscaping, water features, and beautiful buildings that we had the privilege of playing a role in. And then I'd say number one, I got to say, is Maple and Ave.
I mean,
I'm doing my birthday there.
If you didn't, I would be upset.
Yeah,
The seafood tower, amazing.
No. Danny, what Danny, those guys have done such a great job.
Yeah.
And when my wife and I were planning our birthday in the studio, which is like in my idea, like it's the greatest private room in Miami.
You got to check out the
Wait,
speakeasy in the back if you get
'cause
lucky.
it is just too
When
cool.
I went, I finished dinner, and then they're like, "Hey, you want to go to the studio?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, sure." They bring you out through like the backside.
It's such a cool vibe.
experience.
Yeah.
And you're kind of like secluded out, a whole different area.
So when they first opened, and I had a little more sway with Danny, I would do the Goodfellas entrance. I would go right through the kitchen.
That's
I
a good
think a
one.
couple of
That's
the
a good
chefs
one. That's a
complained,
one.
and they were like, "You got to stop, man. You go around. This is like we're cooking for hundreds of people."
No, you know what I like about them? They print out the menu with your name on it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
it's
great
very,
touch.
you take the
It's a
images.
great
it's a
memory for people. It's like those small touches.
Yeah.
Look, I think they nailed the food of Chicago, right? The steak of Chicago. We didn't really have that
Yes.
here with the vibe of Miami, right? And those are two of the greatest things you think of. Now, they just opened 8 Bar, which is their casual spot on the corner, which is phenomenal. Different menu, awesome food.
Food's great.
So, like, I'm super excited about that. But, and look, there's just too many good places.
Yeah.
We've
All right.
got some other great ones that are.
You did a great
awesome.
job.
Thank you
Nitin,
so much.
thank you so
Honestly,
much.
Wait, hold on, and I
Okay.
got to say, before dessert, I got to go to my yogurt spot.
Okay. Go
Okay.
Greek. Yeah.
Go Greek is awesome because you don't feel horrible. The food is amazing. It's always great people watching. So for dessert, I'm going to give it to Go Greek.
So,
You're the man.
thank you, Nitin.
Honestly,
We
you have a very
appreciate it.
impressive resume.
Yes.
Thank you for bringing this to the city.
No,
Thank
I
you for your
appreciate
vision. Thank you for your vision.
Yeah.
Truly.
No, we're delighted to have you all here.
And we're standing by for the next one.
Stay tuned. We've got some
Yeah.
fun stuff
I'm
in the
sure
works.
there has to be a stay
Yeah, we
tuned.
get
There's always
bored,
a stay
we get
tuned.
bored easy. But, look, we live in the greatest city in the world. We should
Yes,
all
sir.
celebrate it. So
Thank you very much. And
Thank
we'll
you
be
so
back.
much.
I love these producers of ours.
Awesome.
Go for it.
Visionary after visionary. Now we have the owner of the Gale, Russell Galbut, with us. Super excited about this.
This
interview.
should be called the Visionary Podcast today.
It very well could be. I mean, I think
The damn Miami Visionary.
a day in Miami Worldcenter, but I think one of the things that makes my job the most exciting at the DDA is to be able to work with people like Nitin and like Russell, who have really made my job easy, laid the groundwork, and done so much, not only obviously for their individual businesses, but for Miami and the other entrepreneurs that they really work with. And so, Mr. Galbut, happy to have you.
That's a applaud out for Russell.
Maybe we can start off with, can you tell us a little bit about yourself? You've done a lot of great work here in all of Miami-Dade County.
How long
and the
do we
rest-
have?
Maybe the brief bio,
Well, quickly, I can tell you, we were born and raised in Miami, actually Miami Beach. So been around a long time. I built my first condominium some 50 years ago. But it's really one of the more exciting things is seeing what's happened in this community. Because, I was raised when we had the library across the street, where the arena is and where all these cultural centers of excellence are. And we used to go there to feed the pigeons. It was such a historical time. And to see what has happened, especially in Worldcenter, it's really wonderful to see. Because when Brickell City Center was being created, we owned the land around there, and we were able to build towers like Brickell Heights and other things like that, and really appreciated everything that was around it. And the secret is really to have those magical places that are things and places for people to go to enjoy the community, and then everything comes and enlarges itself around that community. So I think one of the more exciting places in Miami is Worldcenter, because it has created that. and why I think Worldcenter will outperform any other real district, and I would call this an incredible district. It will outperform any other place, and I'm talking whether it's the design district, Brickell City Center, or any of them, is because we are the center of Miami. It is here where we have all these cultural centers of excellence all around us, from the Arts Center to the ballet, to the Frost Museum of Science, the Pan Museum of Art, to the arena. And more importantly, to even Biscayne Shops, or more importantly, the Port of Miami.
Yeah.
The Port of Miami is unquestionably the world's capital for cruising.
Yeah,
the world's
100%.
Yeah, and I know a little bit about cruising. I will tell you,
Yes,
next year, over 9 million people will sail in and out of the Port of Miami. That is an astronomical number. And MJ said it right. 1.67 nights from everybody who cruises will be created as overnight rooms in the hotels surrounding this area. So it's the largest rooms generator that we have, the largest economic generator that we have in Miami-Dade County.
Yeah,
and it's the third largest in the entire state of Florida.
You see everybody walking around with their bags, just up and down through. So these people are coming from the cruises and they're leaving the next day.
Cruises, everything. I was blessed and lucky to have some friends fly in town for my 40th birthday. A friend of mine calls me and says, "Oh man, I found this great place to stay. It's close to everything, blah, 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 blah. Have you ever heard of the Gale?" And I said, "Yeah, I know the place." But he was super excited because you have all these shops. You have the Pan, you have the water, you have the Heat Stadium, and then you are easy to get around to everything, and you have the free transit of the Freebie and the Metro Mover. And so can you tell us a little bit about the development at the Gale, what made you kind of pick that location? And that is people talk about these multi-use developments. Can you talk about all the different things that are in there?
Which before he starts that, I want to be very honest. I had heard about the Gale. I hadn't gone. Spectacular place. And I was talking to him driving over here. I said, I went. I had the pleasure. I was at an event at the Freedom Tower, and they told me we're hosting something else after the Gale. Sometimes I look at myself, and I think I know everything that's going on in Miami. I don't know crap.
Manny does know everything that's going on, though.
And I'm saying,
and everyone.
Where did this come up from? And people are looking at me. You haven't been here yet? Look at the restaurant. Look at the bar. I'm like, this is what I said I'm spending, I think, just one whole afternoon. So I can go. I want to go and try the restaurant, by the way, because the place
you have to.
You've done a phenomenal job on that place. Beautiful place.
Yeah, the restaurant has been picked as number one in a couple of our lists when we ask people top restaurants in the city.
Top.
And I think it was like the oldest restaurant
in L.A.
Over 100 years or something like that.
Yeah. So most people know that Crescent. We have a presence around the United States, and one of our largest presence is in Los Angeles. So we knew about Yamashiro from years ago, and we knew it belonged in Miami. We just didn't know it was going to be the great success that it is today. I mean, it is. I think it's the most fabulous new restaurant we have in Miami, and I think that a lot of the newspapers are saying that, but it's true. It's really a very special place, but it's one of those magical places that contribute to making Worldcenter what it is today.
Yeah.
And when you can have parks like this, where you can actually have these type of interviews and experience that, and then have the opportunity. 6th Street has come onto its own because there was nothing there when we started it. When I bought the property, there was nothing there. And if you look at all these high-rise buildings, all you have to do is take a look around. They're all here in the last number of years.
Yeah.
And they're creating the excitement and the ambiance because there's more people on the streets, there's more excitement on the streets, and we're really lucky to be part of that. Now, just talk about 6th Street, that's the very entranceway to the Port of Miami. It's also the very entranceway to the arena. And guess what else is there? It's the train station. And what no one really realizes is that Miami is a city that's only 120 years old.
Yeah.
Manhattan is 320 years old.
Yeah.
And when did Manhattan start to grow? When they got their first train station. Okay, so we have a lot of bandwidth. We have people coming in who want to be part of the life here. They want to experience the restaurants. They want to go out at night, and they need the cultural centers of excellence, which guess what? We have that here. And when did we start? We started it with a $10 billion infusion with these cultural centers. And where are they? They surround Worldcenter. Yeah. So it was an easy thing to see if your eyes were open. So what we did, we said, you know what? Art Falcone and Nitin, these guys are brilliant individuals. They think of the future, and they're smart, and we're going to play off of that. We're going to buy the property to the south of it. We're going to buy the property to the north of it. We're going to buy the property to the west of it. And it was a smart move.
Oh, well,
it was a smart move.
It was a hell of a move.
You're a smart guy.
and guess what? We're all around it.
Yeah.
So it's not just the 27 acres that Art envisioned or that Nitin envisioned. It's really 65, 70 acres. And it's all part of being together. Now, one of the other things that makes this neighborhood so great is we have the college. Dade College here. Yeah. And I'll tell you what they just did in Freedom Tower. Have you been to Freedom Tower?
I have,
Yes.
yeah.
I mean, it is
Spectacular.
so special. I can't thank them enough.
They are extremely
Madeline.
special for what they've done for this community. It is the most diverse college in the United States, and how they continue to support and push opportunities for everybody in Miami-Dade County. I think that, Madeline is a great leader and couldn't say enough good things about Miami-Dade College and what they've done for everybody in the DDA district, but really everybody in Miami-Dade County.
Well, you have 3 alumni right here. 1,
Yeah.
2, 3.
Yeah, that's amazing.
They're entitled to every credit. Madeleine is incredible, okay? And let me tell you what she's doing now. She's bringing conferences and people from all over the world to look at AI situations, about education, about knowledge, and it's
They're leading right now the country in implementation of AI.
For AI.
without a doubt.
We've had several AI classes with them, and we're working with them now to do a conference. And they got a grant from the DDA as well.
One of the things that we were extremely happy to be able to support in putting $1 million into that AI school, and that's the first AI school at a college, right? So it's also too about being the most diverse, but being able to see. I think, again, a lot of this, like you said, Manny, is about visionaries, but being able to see down the line and how important that would be, and the price point that Miami-Dade College offers, and to be able to have that opportunity to get educated in AI was something that I think the DDA was a no-brainer to really come behind and be able to support.
And I'll tell you, a lot of it depends on leadership, right? So it's more than just the Art Falcones and the Nitins that create these magical spaces, but it's how they get the help from leadership in politics, because it's all public-private partnerships. And by the time you look at our new mayor, Eileen Higgins, our old mayor, Suarez, I mean, these are people that are motivated to make Miami greater than it was when they came on board, right? Their leadership, Christine King, one of the greatest chairmen the city of Miami has ever had. I mean, a true leader in what's important, okay? Understanding the needs of the college, understanding the needs of Worldcenter. I mean, these are the types of people. And then you look at commissioners like Hardeman and Rosado, all these people that are full of leadership capabilities, and say, what can we do to make the private sector work better together with the public sector? And what I love
it just makes sense.
It makes sense. And when you see Eileen Higgins take the oath of office for the new mayor of Miami, and what did she say? She says, we're going to have speed to permit. We're not going to accept it. We're going to use AI. We're going to stop the nonsense of having people coming in for a $3,000 bathroom change of tiles.
She kicked that off in our podcast, Russell, just so you know. She kicked that off in our podcast.
Okay. That type of leadership is not in other municipalities. I can tell you, we're in San Francisco, we're in Seattle, we're in Los Angeles, San Diego, Chicago. There are cities that have leadership that are brain dead. That's the truth. So we're fortunate in South Florida. We have intelligent, and our state legislature. Our state legislature is incredible as well.
I was going to ask you that. I mean, I guess you answered it, but what's the biggest difference between making a development and working here in Miami compared to all the other states and cities you work in?
So I'll tell you, I'll just rate locally, because the entire state of Florida is a higher level, a better level, without a doubt, okay? But then you have, in Miami, you have the city of Miami and you have Dade County. And both of those are processes that are workable, right? Dade County is much better because it's all professional. And I think that by the time Eileen Higgins gets done in the city of Miami, we'll have a better process for permits and so on and so forth. The brain dead child here is really Miami Beach, and hopefully one day they'll come into reality.
They'll wake up.
They'll wake up. That's what you have to hope.
I think that the thing about it, and what we try to do at the DDA, and I think about what you just mentioned, is about supporting the entrepreneurs that we have here. Right, the business people, the visionaries, yourself included, but the entrepreneurs on all the levels are what has made Miami special today, in the past, and what will make Miami special in the future. And so as much as possible, the DDA, the politicians, the other governmental entities, getting behind those people that we have here, those entrepreneurs, and being able to support them is what's going to continue to propel this place in the future. And you see that in the things that Ken Griffin is doing. You see that in some of the movements that folks are coming here, is really understanding that business moves mountains, but public-private partnerships and supporting those business people and those entrepreneurs changes the world. And so I think that that's what we try to do at the DDA. We want to continue to support you. We want to continue to support Miami Worldcenter. We want to support the independent entrepreneurs that are looking for their opportunity to move into a great location like this. And so I think that hopefully all of us can get on that boat or on that cruise ship and continue to drive all of that forward.
I just want to address one other thing. It is the DDAs that play such an important role. Well, guess what? We have 2 CRAs that really come to our community, okay? The Overtown CRA and the Omni CRA. And when you have commissioners like Commissioner Pardo and
Shout out to Commissioner Pardo, man. He's really good at what he does.
He is incredible.
Good support.
There's no one like him. He's incredible with what he's capable of doing with the CRA. And you know what? Most people don't even realize it. I mean, they're concentrating on what makes this area greater and greater, which increases all the values of everything around us. So, you know, when you have those CRAs, you have the DDA, that's all from the great leadership from the commission and the mayor. Yep. That's where that comes from. And these organizations need to be supported, need to be funded so that they can continue in their mission of economic vitality.
It's so important you say that, Russell, because that's the importance of these community developed organizations, that people need to understand why they're there. You know, because you have people that say, "Oh, what does this exist? Why does that exist?" But you're just pointing out the best reason of why the CRA or the DDA exists. It's important for the areas. They're the ones that get that word across, and they're the ones that can help the people that want to come into the community get to the finish line as well.
Precisely. When you sit in a park like this park is not cheap. I mean, you know, I've built some parks in my life, and I've given them to the city, right? This is millions of dollars worth of a park, okay? How does that get produced? It gets produced from the tax increment financing
100%.
that comes from these CRAs. That's why they're so instrumental, and that's why I think they're so important. I can tell you from being here for more than 70 years, this is an incredible change. It's an incredible change, and it would never have happened but for the leadership from the commission and but for the CRAs and the DDAs.
I'm curious to know, with your extensive knowledge in development of the city, where do you see where you're like, okay, this city's really going to start blowing up now? Like, was there a moment that you saw things happening prior to everybody else, that you could indicate a signal that you said, okay, this is where I see.
Was there a crystal ball that Russell had?
I think he definitely has a crystal ball. I think I've seen it in the Crescent Seas conference room. Yeah.
I'll tell you, you know, we're a city of sports today, right? And the first thing you have to know about in sports is you don't look for where the puck is today. You look for where it's going to be tomorrow, right? If you're thinking, hey, the puck's over there and you're going over there, well, guess what? By the time you get there, it's over here, right? So you sort of have to forecast where it's going. You know, when you have great leadership, when you have DDAs, CRAs, that they have the ability to invest in the community, okay? When people have the ability to invest, what does it take? It takes minds and people, but it also takes capital as well. So that's a good sign, because that's where you know things are going to change. And life's all about change. So as you go through life, you have to look at those changes, right?
I think that's important, just to double down on that, the change. I always say that if you've lived in Miami for at least 20 minutes, you've seen some amount of change, right? Yeah. I've been here for 7 years. I've seen Miami change a great deal. You guys have been here much longer and seen multiple iterations of what Miami-Dade County is and will be. You know, kind of just doubling down on that change, I think that there's some friction there because some people don't like change. And I really, you know, I think always listening to you and Nitin and the things that you guys say, I think are, you know, level 3 deep. What do you think, or how do we get people to be more okay with the change that is coming? Miami today is not going to be the Miami of 2050. The Miami of 2050 isn't going to be the Miami of 2075. And how do we work with the DDA, the CRA, the politicians, and the community to get everybody on board with that change?
Somebody sent me a recording of 2050 and 2075, by the way. I don't know where I'll be.
Hey, 2050 is here now, okay? Yeah. And you have to go sometimes out of the community to see where the future lies. So most of you know we're very big in L.A., and I've been going to L.A., but about a year ago, we started taking all these taxis that are driverless, completely driverless, okay? And it's happening there. Well, guess what? It's going to happen here. That's going to happen here. And we have a concept of what's called last mile. So our trains and our train system is going to get better and better. Today, around here, we have 7 trains already. 7 trains. We're one of the few communities that you can get off at Miami International Airport and in 4 stops being on 6th Street. 6th Street, that's Worldcenter. Yeah. Okay, that is a benefit that is incredible, because what happens is when a city has something like that, you know your occupancy, wherever the train station is, that last mile around the train station is going to be stronger than ever. So I want to just give you a glimpse of the future. Today we have over 9 million people coming to town to go on a cruise. They come to town, and because of Lyft and because of all the other issues, they come to town a day before, they stay a day later. But guess what happens today? Today, they check into the hotel at the Gale, and if they want, they just take a bag up with them to the room because they know they're going on the cruise the next day, and they check in their luggage where and when? Right when they enter into the hotel. Those type of abilities are coming. That's part of the future. Last mile driving, when they get off at the train station, there's going to be a driverless car to take them wherever they want to go. And that's what the future is, and it's right around the corner. Now you say, how do you get people convinced of that? Some people you'll never be able to, because some people, you know, we're working at lightning speed, and it's going to get better and better because we're such an accepting community. We have people from all industries moving here because we're the free state of Florida, and people want freedom.
Yes,
they want freedom, and that's what Florida stands for, and that's what Miami stands for.
So on that question, I just want to ask you: is Miami officially a global capital, or do we have to continue proving ourselves, Russell?
I think that anytime you don't try to improve yourself, you're making a big mistake. Life is a constant learning experience. And, you know, I never end. I'm in a constant search for excellence. Whatever I do, in a constant search for excellence. Every day, you know, we go to Casa Giano, which is a great restaurant right next door. Every day we say, how do we make this restaurant better? You know, Yamashiro, we can't make any better. It's got over 1,000 reservations for Saturday night. I don't know how they're going to seat them. How do we make the guest experience better? You know, and it's a huge hotel. You know, so there are a lot of things we can do. One of them is our conference centers. We're trying our best to create a conference center, and the reason we're doing that is not only do we have many hotels around us, but we have tens of thousands of condominium units around us that are what's called shared communities, where people can live in their community, and if they want to rent it out to subsidize their rent, they can rent it out on a weekend or move in with their mother or move in with their girlfriend, the boyfriend, and so on and so forth, so that it can help subsidize them. And that's really great for the college that's here, because there's 50,000 plus young people in that college, and so they're the ones renting the apartments. They're the ones putting them on Airbnb, and what happens is you have a lot of inventory. So all of what you want to do is attract them, so you have conference space and meeting space for them, and I think that's something that we're going to see a lot more of, because you can see we have ultimate capacity here. 27 acres is not 27 acres, because when you add everything around it, it's 65 acres.
Wow.
About the conference center, I think also to the demand. We all know that this is an amazing place and have had friends, business relationships come down to Miami. That's only going to continue to grow. And so to be able to have the opportunity to work with you and try to push that forward, I think the demand is there. Plus, all of the amazing entrepreneurs and the event producers that we have in this county, it's a space for them to be close to all of these hotels, all of the other attractions that makes it more attractive for a conference to come here, because you aren't just coming for that conference. You're coming for the restaurants. You're coming to hopefully go to a Heat game. You're coming to be able to experience the water, sun, and fun, and all the other things that happen in Miami, and that's right here in Miami Worldcenter with all the other things that the entire county has going on. Quickly, you mentioned Casa Giana, you mentioned Yamashiro. Can you kind of talk about, and I think the exciting and continuing to always grow and develop. I love seeing developments that have multiple things in them. the Gale is not a one-dimensional development. So can you kind of just talk about all of the different things that are in there?
Thank you so much. I mean, we have an incredible spa. We have people coming from the ships all the days.
A spa.
A spa.
A
spa.
Does
And
it have-
it's
do they
really
have
a
day
great.
passes?
It's really it's what?
They have day passes?
You have day passes.
Okay,
and
good.
not only that, they wake up in the morning. Whenever a ship comes in, they got an extra 400 day passes. It's the most amazing experience because what happens is when the ship comes in, obviously the ship has to change over. So they got to get you off the ship as early as possible, and sometimes the planes don't leave till nighttime. So even those that are not spending the 1.67 days staying in the hotel, they have nothing to do for the daytime. So they will come, they'll check in their bag that'll go on their airplane, and they'll spend the day in the spa. And that's happening more and more. We have Casa Giano, which is a great restaurant, a great bar at night. It caters to the community. We have Yamashira that I can't say enough great things about. It's just a cultural change, and we have a lot more to come, including our exhibition and convention space that we hope to create and are already creating. And I can tell you that with MJ's assistance and everybody else's assistance, we have people coming from all over the place. I would also say that on the other side of Worldcenter, we have 11th Street. And 11th Street is really the adult entertainment capital of the world, okay? It's becoming that. And we know that we have the largest piece of land that is yet to be sculptured directly on the Signature Bridge.
Oh, wow.
That type of opportunity only comes once in a lifetime. Once in a lifetime. And how we make that work and what we put into that property, only time will tell.
Do you have any updates on the Signature Bridge? I know
the Signature Bridge is extremely important to get done, and the park that goes underneath it. It's an expansion of the park, and you can see it's coming out magnificently. It's really going to be a huge benefit to our community, and we're all hoping and praying that this thing gets moving a little faster because it's been slow to move.
They said it's slow, and they said it was over budget too.
Way over budget. But I think we can deal with the budget issue. The slowness, we all need to pick up the speed, right?
Yeah.
They need to pick up the speed, and I think that this more recent lawsuit you see the change, right? You see people working all of a sudden a lot harder than they were working before.
As a developer,
Right.
Usually, this is more of a question from the public. They always see these big projects that go out. And then, it gets delayed and delayed and delayed, and then it goes over budget. Can you give us some insight onto that? What are typically the reasons that people could expect a delay happens? I know there's a multitude probably, but, usually if something is happening along those lines, what can someone attribute it to? Because, like, in this case, we're always saying that, the 836 is never, ever completed. The Turnpike's never finished, and that's kind of like a running joke in the city.
You're right. The bottom line is that there are so many unforeseen conditions that people are only human. They put in their best perspective and their best timelines that they can do at the time, right? I can tell you that we've been working with the school board to build them on the north side of the bridge a brand new facilities so that their 9 acres can be put back onto the tax rolls and really help the CRA expand. And we're working with them, and I can tell you that we've been working with them for over 10 years.
Wow.
Okay? So that's government, unfortunately. Okay? Now, how do you change that? You change that by great leadership. Okay? So, and by the way, the school board members are great leadership because they know that this is ridiculous that something like this has taken so long. So they put the pressure on the superintendent. The superintendent responds by putting the pressure on the facilities director, and things happen when that happens.
Could we call that cutting a little bit of red tape?
They have to cut the red tape
There you
because
go.
that's the biggest problem is red tape. It's a nightmare. There's a book written that's sold on Amazon. I think it's called Red Tape. And it's a story by a fellow by the name of Kevin, and he used to be with the city of Miami Beach for 16 years, okay? And so he attributes it to a different named city, but if you ever want to read a book, that book is about Miami Beach.
Wow.
About how they figured out how to do red tape. And I'll give you the best example. I built a condominium building that's still standing today at 1612 Jefferson Avenue. It was my first condominium building I built 50 years ago in the city of Miami Beach. I went into a fellow that was the then director of permits, and on a Monday with 7 pages, and I got my permit on a Thursday. That same plan, in an effort to expedite the process, would take 700 pages today and over a year to get a permit. So that red tape book by Kevin Crowder is worth reading.
You sound a little bit like a politician. Can we expect possible run in the future? I mean, you have all the skills it takes.
Yeah. I do dedicate myself to doing the right thing and to doing charity and so on and so forth, because I believe it's everyone's responsibility to do that, right? But I think that when you have great leadership like we have in the state and like we have in Miami and in the county, I think we're in good hands there. I think that in some cities you have so many NIMBYs and so many people that are against so many things they don't even know what to be against next, right? Yeah. That it's you have to sort of say to yourself, is it worth investing time? Because we only have so many days on this earth.
Yeah.
And you better enjoy every day, and you better work hard every day, and you want to come.
Watching the trends, though, you see that Miami is worth investing in.
Yeah.
And I think one of the things you talked about earlier is change and trying to continue to move, hopefully at the speed of business, right? The DDA has a permit clinic because we understood that permits were an issue in taking time, and especially for the smaller businesses, that's a lot of money and can sometimes put a business out of business, right?
Before you even start.
Every Thursday, we have a permit clinic that's open that helps to do that. We've seen the city take that on and try to move that into other spots of the city because it does provide a lot of help and support. But I think it's a lot about working with the people, working with the entrepreneurs and the leadership, and being okay with changing things, hopefully always for the better. And I think that that's the role of the DDA, and really the role of all of us, is to try to put drops in the bucket of improving things and drops in the bucket of moving things positively forward for the positive change that we all want to see.
I'll tell you what happens. The best example is data. Data is the best example, okay? Miami Beach sales tax, which everybody pays when they go out to restaurants, when they buy product, is down 8%. And everybody knows what is happening in Miami. Look at all these stores. Yeah. They're all collecting sales tax. Miami's up 10%. Okay? So who has the right leadership? That's what you have to ask yourself. Okay, who's going in the right direction?
More and more of my friends that travel from all over the world that are on their second, third, fourth, fifth trip to Miami are staying at and over
Gale.
On the DDA side and staying at the Gale. And I think
they better be staying at the Gale.
That's amazing. And that also just shows the change and what the city of Miami and the DDA district are doing right, the walkability, the ease to get around, the cultural institutions that are here. And I think that, again, that is the leadership of all of us, but also to the entrepreneurs that have put and laid the groundwork for these things to be able to happen in the public-private partnerships that support all of this work.
And on that note, I want to ask, I think, to our viewers, because we have a lot of young entrepreneurs here, Russell. What can a younger 20-year-old Russell Galbut tell those younger entrepreneurs out there that are watching? What can I do?
I would tell them two things, okay? Never, ever give up. A loss is only an opportunity, and you have to learn from every experience in life. Life is a bunch of stepping stones, and that's what life is all about. Never, ever give up, and learn from every experience, and never stop searching for excellence in everything that you do. Because I think the most beautiful part of life is the ability to learn. And so for all of you guys, I wasn't raised with the technology of this phone, but I'm pretty good at it today. I didn't take typing in high school.
You have Instagram?
I do have a little bit of Instagram, okay, but I'm trying to, my wife insists that I stay off of it.
I think it's important.
She says, you're unfiltered. You can't go on Instagram. You say it as you feel.
Out of all the projects you've done, do you have a top 3 that are like your babies?
I think the top 3 are yet to come. Are yet to come.
Like Jordan.
Is the courthouse one of them?
The courthouse is one of them.
I would think so.
I'm a historic.
Beautiful.
I love history. I don't think there's a more historic building in this county than the courthouse.
I think we have the Freedom Tower and the courthouse.
Exactly. And I think what Madeline did at the Freedom Tower will be great for our children and our grandchildren. It's for people to remember what Miami was like. Mm-hmm. So I'd like to do that for the Dade County Courthouse. I think that the Dade County Courthouse deserves that. And I know there's a lot of people who look at it as a piece of land, and maybe the county sells it as a piece of land, but that would be one of the worst mistakes ever happened in the history of our county.
I
because
think so too.
That facility, that building, stands for much more than the physicality that it is. It stands for what Dade County was all about.
100%.
Keeping the history is really important. I think one of the coolest things that I've been able to be a part of in the last, let's say, maybe 6 months is that Black Coffee, world-renowned DJ,
Yeah.
with another great, amazing entrepreneur in David Sinopoli and his team at Space and 3 Points, brought Black Coffee to the courthouse during Art Basel. And tens of thousands of people were out there. All of those businesses benefited. But it also was showing people, one, what you can do in outdoor spaces in Miami, which is unique to Miami relative to any other place in the United States. But then, two, how amazing downtown Miami is and how beautiful the courthouse and that backdrop is. Being able to see the tri-rail go behind him as he performed, and all of those different people. We know people come from all over the world for Art Basel. To bring them downtown to the DDA district to be able to enjoy that, I thought was just really amazing.
I'm with you 100% on the courthouse. I mean, that's where are we with that, Russell? Right now,
So I think right now the county commission is looking at how they want to sell it. What happened is that they put a RFP out twice before. The first time they had no response. The second time we were the only successful bidder. We looked at it, and I think there was a lesson to be learned there, because there were some commissioners who said, we just want the highest price. We don't care what happens with the courthouse. And that was a huge mistake, because they didn't realize the value of the history that's in that courthouse. And then you have other commissioners that are saying, no, we have to have restrictions. We have to make sure that they comply with the historic preservation, the Dade County Preservation Associations, that they respect what is there. And so when you ask for that, that's what you have to deliver, right? So, our sole request, we agreed to the astronomical price because we were emotional about the piece of real estate. I mean, we speak candidly. So what we asked for is, look, this building takes millions of dollars to maintain. And if you're going to maintain it another 100 years, it's going to be millions more. So what we said is, whatever the taxes on the property are today, we'll continue to pay, whatever they are. But whatever taxes that are created from whatever we do on the property should go into a fund to sustain the historical building for the next 100 years. And that's what should happen in this instance.
And that's so important, because that's the beauty of this podcast. And our podcast is to let people know what's going on, because what you're just explaining, I may know a little bit about it, but not everybody knows what's going on with that. And there's nobody talks about it.
Right.
Nobody knows that even happened.
It's unfortunate that no one talks about that one, because that's really the history of our courthouse and the importance of the history of our courthouse.
I agree, because then these things happen, and all of a sudden they say, oh, they sold it, they're tearing it down. People say, but what happened? You didn't get involved. Right. You didn't know what was going on.
It's important to keep the history, and an understanding of the history is a guide for your future, right? And I do think, someone that is new to Miami, relatively been here 7 years, I think it's really important that we keep the history of what Miami was well before I was here, and keep it well after I'm not here, so that the past or the people in the future do know that Miami is special because of everyone that was here before me, and will be special because of the people that are here after all of us. And I think keeping some of those things are really, really important for the future. The historic courthouse is one of those places inside the DDA district. As all of this area continues to change, keeping those things, I think, are really important.
You tell us, Russell. We'll do a podcast from the steps of the courthouse.
I love that. I think
we'll do one there, and we'll get everybody to come in and we'll get a panel going, and we'll ask people why we have to keep the courthouse.
I love
phenomenal.
it. And I think we get the people from the Preservation League there, too, to talk about the importance. I think that the commissioners, the vast majority of the Dade County commissioners, will realize how important this courthouse is, and why it's important to give it to somebody who has the history and the experience of doing renovations of historical properties.
Agree.
So,
Russell, I was going to ask you, I mean, we have several businesses that we run, and we feel like there's never enough time. You, as successful as you've been with everything that you've been doing, what is a day in your life?
A day in my life.
How do you do? What's Russell's life like?
So, I have people all around me almost the whole day. So I start off.
Are these all your people here? Or?
Some of them are. That's for sure. I start out early in the morning because no one else is up. So
and I go call me. I'm up. Trust me, I'm up.
I finish my emails. I start my emails at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, wow.
So and I usually
Call me at 5. I'm up at 5.
It's interesting, and I don't listen. I do it because I have a passion for it. Okay, and I became, and everybody has become so much more efficient from technology and from all of the aids that they give you to be more efficient, right? So all you have to do is engage in today's world, in today's life, and you can become more efficient yourself. So that's my private time from 4 to 7:30, 8 o'clock. That's my private time. I do the important emails that I have to think through. And then the rest of the day, I'm a very social person. I meet all the people from the different department heads. We have deep benches within Crescent, within the family office, and a lot of different investments that we've done. So I enjoy people. I enjoy life. And I enjoy going out for lunch and for dinner. And you'll find me in Casa Gianna, but you'll also find me in restaurants here. I'm not just I'm an open book. I go out a lot, and lately I've been going to a restaurant right across from the courthouse. And the food is fantastic, but I'm not just going there for the food. I'm going there because I just love looking at the courthouse.
And see,
Is that Tam Tam?
Tam Tam I can go to, but there's so many restaurants there.
Yes.
Yeah, so and I enjoy it.
Well, we talked about it. It takes us a year maybe just to go and visit all the restaurants that we have around in Miami.
Without a doubt.
A little bit of history or kind of like your experience with the region?
In my experience with the cruise lines?
The cruise line, yeah.
Yeah, cruise lines. So I spent 23 and a half years as a director of NCL. The last 6.5 years I was there, I was the chairman. I think 23 and a half years is a long time to be doing anything. Yeah. A long time to be doing anything. And most people know that I'm involved in a number of public companies. I've taken a number of public companies public. I love the experience of and the camaraderie of a board of directors. I'm good at driving consensus, and I love people. So I think if you love people, that's something that you can love doing. So I've worked on many different boards, charitable boards too, but lately it's been more public boards, and it's all part of life. So one should take the stepping stones, what they learned from one thing, and take it to the next. But I will tell you that one of the greatest boards that I've ever been on is the NCL board. And I had the pleasure to lead it for 6.5 years. And I would point out to what this entire conversation was about. It was about great leadership, okay? And you have to say to yourself, well, what does that mean? I can tell you that we had one of the best boards of any public company at NCL because we looked for consensus and we looked for ideas. But it's not just NCL. It's all of the major cruise lines that are here.
Yes.
These are leaders, true leaders, that are running some of the biggest businesses in America. And when you look at what's happened in the last year, I don't think anybody realizes yet, but cruising is up over 10% this year.
It's crazy.
It's just
over
too much fun.
10%.
It's on fire.
It's on fire. And part of it is that we're delivering. It's a no-brainer. Part of it is that we're delivering bigger and better ships that have become cities. They've become cities. And when you think about it, it's really quite fascinating because World War II was only 80 years ago. The biggest aircraft carrier we had in World War II was 40,000 tons. Today we're creating ships at over 200,000 tons.
Crazy.
That's 5 times the amount. And we're able to take people, not just 3,000 people, we're taking people that have 15,000 people on a ship. It's unbelievable.
That's incredible. So we might be taking a day in Miami Public, so we might be giving you a call. Give us some advice on that.
No, we should take you on a cruise. We should be doing podcasting on a cruise.
We're ready. I'm a big fan of the region. A lot of my friends actually work in the region. Okay. I heard you guys are moving your headquarters. You guys they're moving their headquarters down here now. No.
Well, partially. I mean, we have offices in Doral, and we have offices everywhere. But I will tell you that under the leadership of Harry Summer, there is no limit to what can happen to NCL, and they have great leadership in the board. So.
Finest.
We're more than happy to work with them and do something there.
Right.
All right.
Well, before we
go for it.
One sentence for you. What does Miami represent to you?
Home. I can tell you that I've built in all places around the world. And, Crescent's biggest presence is on the West Coast in California, Seattle, San Francisco, L.A. But I can tell you, Miami, I was born and raised in Miami. I will die in Miami. Miami represents one word, home to me. And the people, the culture, the kindness is shown by everybody. and the idea that we all want to work together in the world. And it's a place that you can be proud to say you're a capitalist. And that's a big word. It's a big word, okay? Yeah. It gives you the right to work as hard as you want to do and to accomplish as much as you want to do in a free state. And to me, Miami represents my home.
On that point, I know a lot of people see online, social media, they hear about, San Francisco, LA, California, and all of its shortcomings. Is there any truth to it from a business perspective? Like, do you want to comment on that? How has California changed over the years? I'm just kind of curious on your thoughts, because I see, how people complain about the business atmosphere there, and they're saying it's not too good. And add to that a lot of big businesses are leaving California.
So look, I don't, we don't need to add on to it because it's true. All you have to do is look at the data. Yeah. The data tells it all. And I think what happens here is that we are the recipients of so much craziness, whether it's there or even New York City. Even New York City. Our limitations that we used to have with infrastructure, we've solved. With private schools, we're solving. We're really orienting Miami as being a very inviting cultural city of excellence. Our train station. So we're solving a lot of those issues. California, they're just going in the wrong direction with the wrong issues. Now, I will say with that, San Francisco's mayor, the new mayor in San Francisco, is a Democrat, but a practical Democrat, a middle-of-the-road Democrat, somebody who's really smart because he knows what it takes to turn around that city. And that city needed major turnaround. And I believe that leadership counts, and I believe that particular mayor is going to do something special. But then again, you still have to deal within a state that has a governor that is dealing with silly items as opposed to how does he bring about economic vitality for the entire state of California.
I really like something you said earlier that was there are no losses, and every single loss is an opportunity. The opportunity for business people is to join Russell, myself, the guys from A Day in Miami, Miami, and continue to build this place as one of the greatest economies in the world. And we welcome you. The DDA is here to help you. Our incentive programs, our relationships, and what we are willing to do to support every entrepreneur in Miami-Dade County, South Florida, and the world to continue to join down here. I think it's something that's truly exciting. And there are no losses. There are only opportunities for Miami and opportunities to learn from great leadership like Russell Galbut, like Nitin, and some of the other folks that we have coming on the show
this
today.
This is where we say, preach, MJ, preach.
Russell, last question. For someone who's been here for so long, and this city is your home, you got to give us your top 3 restaurants.
Oh, my top 3 restaurants.
Okay. And
why don't we tell Russell go by sections, baby? This area over here, this area over here.
I was going to ask you if you had any plans to do anything in Kendall, but
I'm not in Kendall yet, but you never know. We're actually building our first project in Coral Way, so we're excited about that. But look, if my top 3 restaurants,
number 3.
Number 3, that's a good one, is probably Giorgio at a place called Santorini.
Oh, wow.
It's really a very nice, very quaint restaurant. It's a beachhead, too, so you can go there for lunch. You get a lounge chair on the beach. You take your shirt off. You get the sun.
I've actually been there before, and that place is great. It was a hidden gem. Some friend took me there. I had never been before. Great hidden gem spot.
Hidden gem. We got to write that one down.
Right.
I like
Santorini.
The hidden spots.
And not only that, Giorgio is the most fun you'll ever find it, and he takes everything to heart. He does things right, and he loves people. So you can feel the love when you go there, right? And so I would say that was my number 3. Number 2 would be Poppy Steak. Because Poppy Steak, let me tell you, that's the most fun restaurant you'll ever go to in your life. And you'll see so many fun people.
Yeah.
I mean, that is a fun
atmosphere.
experience.
You can't talk, but you're good.
Right.
There's no music, but it's great.
It's great. You know what? You love it. You love it.
You order the beef steak, the beef case?
The briefcase.
Yeah.
The briefcase. And cha-ching.
Yeah.
But you know what no one realizes about Poppy Steak is that they have the most incredible wine menu you can ever imagine. Yeah. So if you got an extra $10,000 or $20,000, that's the place to buy a bottle of wine. So I would say Poppy Steak is number 2.
I'm curious to know your number 1 right now.
That my number 1 by far, is Yamashiro. I will tell you, that place, I didn't expect it. I expected the environment. The environment is exactly like this. It's outdoors. It's sexy. It's beautiful. But the food is incredible. The atmosphere is incredible. The music's incredible.
Yeah, and I was told that it doesn't break the bank either. Like it's
it's a very moderate price.
Moderate, yeah.
In fact, there's two questions that I keep getting asked. One is, how do I get a reservation? Can you help me get a reservation? And the second question is, why are they so inexpensive? Are they stupid? The second question I sometimes wonder about myself.
Well,
but it's the best value of any restaurant, and it's outstanding.
Yamashiro is inside the Gale. One of the great things about this location, we're sitting here in this wonderful promenade.
Yep.
There are two amazing restaurants, Maple and Ash and Yamashiro, above us that we can't see from the outside, and it is extremely beautiful on the inside. And I love a Wagyu sandwich. They brought those to the table. I ate them all, and I said, "Bring me 4 more."
Excuse me, are they open for lunch?
No, I wish.
Yeah, we would all be having Wagyu sandwiches.
We would go to Russell right now for lunch.
We're going to lunch over there, buddy.
No, I think, are they going to open for lunch? I hope so.
I hope so.
I hope so.
It'd be a great lunch spot for business meetings and different things like that.
Right. I know they're available for catering in the conference center. So I know that, and they do a lot of fashion shows. And many of them sent by the DDA and other things, and I know that sometimes Yamashiro will cater to those fashion shows.
Mr. Galbut, thank you for your time.
Yes, Russell,
thank you for your
so
vision.
much.
Thank you for taking the time to do this. We look forward to those 3 projects in the future that you're excited about, and I truly enjoy partnering with you and everybody at the Gale, and your leadership is completely undeniable. So I just thank you for taking the time.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
And thank you for being a fan of A Day in Miami.
Yeah.
We'll see A Day in Miami on Norwegian Cruise Line.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good.
Yes. Talk to me, MJ.
Awesome. So super excited about this. You guys might not know this, and I got this suit on, but I am a reformed sneakerhead.
Oh.
Basketball was my
Now we're
first love,
talking.
and then I would say sneakers was shortly behind that. So I'm super excited to be here with Marcus from Hype. They have 2 businesses in the DDA district, an amazing sneaker and clothing store. So Marcus, welcome to A Day in Miami, A Day in Miami Worldcenter.
Thank you, sir.
Marcus.
You're young.
Wait, real quick. Do I get a reservation at Yamashiro for doing this or no?
Listen,
You're behind me.
we all
Listen,
gotta be.
right.
We all
If you
gotta be
text me,
together.
I know a guy who knows a guy, and we can work
Listen,
that out.
let's
you know?
MJ, I need you to put that RZP for Valentine's.
Valentine's Day, I'm going to work on that just for you.
Thank you.
It's okay.
Just take out a table in the backyard and go get some sushi.
My wife, I mean, not to divert, but I told my wife this morning, hey, babe, what are we doing for Valentine's Day? She's like, babe, you always plan Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you're right. I got you.
Okay.
And so we had,
Go get her a pair of sneakers.
we had Nitin, we had Russell on here. I think 2 great entrepreneurs. But then as we talked to Marcus, an amazing young entrepreneur that's really invested in Miami, and just a great, cool store. So Marcus, can you tell us a little bit about your story, a little bit about Hype, and then, maybe your excitement around being around in this location in Miami Worldcenter?
Yeah, absolutely. So Hype has been around for about 3 years in Miami. We originally started in the Grove, and then we made our way over to Brickell after a year. Then we had the awesome opportunity to move here to the Miami Worldcenter for our second location, and that really changed the game for us. I mean, being here has been an incredible opportunity that honestly exceeded my expectations, to say the least. But yeah, I'm 22 years old. I'm from Philadelphia. I moved here to go to college initially, and dropped out of college and opened Hype.
What call? You're going to FIU, UM, or?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's really amazing. One thing, so I spent some of my career in wealth management. One of the things they say is follow the smart money. And when insiders that work for a company buy more of that company's stock, that is a great signal that things are probably going to go well with that company. Marcus opening up a business in Brickell and then opening up a second location in Miami Worldcenter in the DDA district, I think is a great green signal for investment, for business in the DDA district, and being
100%.
able to see that. Marcus, what did you see in Miami Worldcenter? Can you talk a little bit about the clientele that comes by Hype?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've had probably the highest profile clientele I can think of, and that really only started when we moved to Miami Worldcenter. I mean, we've had David Beckham, Paul Pogba, Aiden Ross, Lamar Jackson, just some of the names that have come into the store. So, and these are all just, again, some of them are, planned relationships that we've cultivated, but a lot of them are just walking in, literally just walking in because of the area. I mean,
location.
Yeah.
Brother, but wait, you're 22 years old?
Yeah, I'm 22.
And you are running this company? You own that? Are you partners or what's the...
Yeah. So I have one partner. His name's Yuri. He's also pretty, he's not as young as me, but he's 27.
Okay.
We started in Philadelphia working together, really distributing sneakers on like a wholesale level to other stores. And when I moved here, I wanted to take a partner, and it made sense to work together.
So what's the value proposition behind the business? Are there like exclusive sneakers or exclusive clothing, or can you? Because I had a friend try to do that. They came from Boston.
Yeah.
And they couldn't sell on Shopify. They didn't have licenses from Nike. It was really complicated for them to actually sell. And when they would push the shoes, people would come, but they didn't have the sizes because they're so exclusive. So kind of guide me through that, because you've obviously found a successful business model.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think it doesn't stop at sneakers. Like initially, sneakers was the main focus, but I like to say we focus on we specialize in giving people what they want. Filling the demand in the secondary market of sneakers and clothing as well. Clothing has been honestly the biggest side of our business recently.
Is it like vintage clothing or like exclusive clothing or just general?
It's exclusive clothing. I mean, we
Talk
have
about some of the brands you got.
Yeah, so we carry some. It's mostly streetwear brands, designer brands. So Chrome Hearts, Louis Vuitton, Gallery Department.
We're gonna have to make a stop over there.
Yeah. So the high end sector of streetwear, and
Can't tell MJ, my MJ, not this MJ, my MJ, Junior.
Yeah. So we really just specialize in curating what's rare, what's exclusive, what's in demand.
So how have you assimilated to Miami?
I mean, I think I've assimilated pretty greatly. I mean, like I said, the Worldcenter has been a great opportunity for us in terms of the clientele, in terms of the community. I think community is a big part of the Worldcenter. Like, just all these residential buildings and everyone walking around, people like MJ, everyone, DDA coming together. I think is the biggest reason for our success.
And just willingness to work together. I had called Marcus maybe, 6-8 months ago. I had a buddy of mine that was in town. He runs a sneaker-based coffee shop in Portland. And I said, hey, Marcus, he wants to do a pop-up. Can we do this or whatever? He said, yeah, no problem. They had a pop-up here. It was great. And I think that willingness to work with other people and not think that that's going to take away from your business, but it's going to only add. I think that we hear that in Marcus's story. We hear that from Russell. We hear that from Nitin. It's really thinking about the community, but thinking about those partnerships and everybody working together. And I really, appreciate you doing that and giving them that opportunity to get a taste of the Miami market and work with you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. I think collaboration is everything. I mean, I always say we're not just a sneaker store. We do tons of events, pop-ups, stuff like that.
Are you speaking Espanol yet, or?
Un poquito.
Okay. Listen, I was going through your Instagram page, which I love your branding and style. It's very dynamic. And then I see you're out on the road a lot interviewing people.
Yeah.
How did that start, or has that benefited you in any way, shape, or form? And maybe what's been your craziest interview?
Yeah, I mean, social media has definitely influenced our business a ton. It's probably 99% of our marketing is just geared towards social media. I mean, we're a very young, small team, so we work.
Not to cut him off, but because I want you to keep going. But every time I go in there, I see a different social media celebrity in there, just in there shopping. While I'm in there shopping, I think the last time, whatever the big tall guy's name is, King or whatnot, I saw him in there shopping, and I think that this location really lends for that, but their business is open and inviting and really lends for those folks to come in there.
Yeah, we definitely lean into the influencers, the celebrities to do whatever they like, film, whatever the case is, and ourselves as well. Like you said, the street interviews transformed our business. Honestly, I had a friend tell me an idea to do one time, a video where we went on the street asking people if they followed us on Instagram. Now, the first video didn't do that well because, it's just coming up to random people. What are the odds they're following us, right?
Who is this guy?
And so that first video, we finally found someone after like an hour. They were like, yeah, I'm following. So we gave them a free pair of Air Forces. I mean, $100 pair of shoes, Nothing too crazy. That video got us 50,000 followers.
Oh, wow.
Just one video.
Let's go,
no paid ads.
So then you started doing videos every day.
Yeah, after that I was like, all right, we gotta run this back.
Mojo, man.
What else can we give away?
Yeah, right.
So I guess that'd probably be your best story. What are you doing when you're going up to these people? Are you asking general questions, or is it just a conversation?
I mean, the only way to get views on nowadays online is just to get a reaction out of people.
Yeah.
So wherever you're getting a reaction or giving stuff away, that's the other way.
So what works? Like, what questions work for you?
I mean, that one was great. Like I said, how are you following hype? We'll give you a free pair of Air Forces. We give stuff like we'll take like a shirt that's been $150 shirt and take it on the street and be like, all right, how quick can I sell this for $20 or something like that? So, I mean, every day we're coming up with new stuff. We try to get creative.
That's awesome.
What
That's
about
entrepreneurship, brother?
Yeah, I'm still a question from Eddie. Top 3 shoes.
Top 3 shoes. Okay. We're going like silhouettes or like specific shoes.
Yeah.
Either way you want to take it.
Okay. I would say Travis Scott's. I would say at number 3.
Okay.
Just Travis Scott Jordan 1 lows. That's like my favorite favorite
Those are
shoe.
the beige ones that they.
Yeah,
the Nike check is backwards.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah. So they just came out with the reverse fragment one. That's a good one. Number 2, I'll probably go with some Rick Owens. Rick Owens is really popular right now. I like that.
Okay.
And then number 1, I got to go Air Forces. That's my favorite shoe by far.
I see he's got them on right now.
yeah.
I'm from St. Louis, where Air Force Ones are, a really, 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 really big deal. So I appreciate that. That's a great
No,
answer.
his are super crispy.
Yeah.
They're supposed to be crispy
You
white.
got to get
like
a
that,
new pair every month.
Yeah, there you go. Go to Hype and get a new pair of Air Force Ones every month.
Cheaper than Nike.
Oh yeah, how much are they going for?
That was a big like promotion that we did a while ago. Actually, we did Air Forces for $99, which is not. It's $20 cheaper than Nike, but that makes a big difference.
It is a big difference.
And we were gonna do it for a month, and then it went so well that we just decided to keep it as like our thing that people come to us for.
Man.
Yeah,
That's amazing. That's amazing. What's the most expensive, I guess, bag or ticket or checkout you've had at the store so far?
I would say the biggest was probably Aiden Ross for sure. He came in one day just randomly unsuspected and spent like $60,000.
No way.
Yeah.
What the hell are you taking for $60,000?
The whole store.
Yeah, no, not the whole store,
What is he
but
buying?
he Chrome Hearts. Chrome Hearts is
Chrome
like
Hearts.
the most expensive and
good, yeah.
popular brand right now, and I think he only bought like 5 or 6 items. Like there was 2 pairs of jeans that he bought that was like $15K each. So
So I'm in the wrong business.
yeah.
So can you tell them your exact address? And, I think it's you guys are blocks away. One of the things we talked about with Nitin is some of the great art that's here. Nina Chanel is an amazing artist, and she has a piece that is in the hallway of Miami Worldcenter, and definitely worth checking out. But she also has, I believe, 2 Jordans now,
Yeah.
right? 2 women's Jordans that are amazing. But their foresight to be able to bring that artist to Miami Worldcenter. She has 2 Jordans. You guys are moments away from that. What's the exact address of the store?
So we're in the Miami Worldcenter in the Suite D120. Yeah.
Yeah, we got to go check it out.
Yeah, come check out Hype, Suite D120.
851.
My question is if I don't know to go by myself or go with my son.
Probably better for the bank if you just go by yourself. You know?
No. Take this. Take my buddy in.
I'm worse than him.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
both together.
Manny's
Gotta go with
a
that.
fashion guy.
I
yeah.
will
Do you want to
become
take your other adopted sons too or no?
That will be perdida.
Marcus, man. Thank you, man. Thank
Marcus,
you for
brother.
what
No,
you
but
do.
wait before Marcus goes.
Yeah.
Marcus has to be in the.
yeah. You
No,
got
Marcus has to give us his top 3. Yeah, we will.
Yeah.
We got Marcus. Your top 3 restaurants.
Top 3
So
restaurants.
starting with number 3.
Well, go for it. I have
on.
another question for you, but go for that.
Okay. Damn, this is a tough question. I like this question though.
Number
Honestly,
3.
I did eat Yamashiro like the other day, and
Okay.
it was actually banging. Like it was
your number
no.
3? Yeah.
I'm not paid to say this. All right, guys.
Good.
I know we just
What'd
had
you
him
like
on, but like
what'd you like about it? Because everyone's hyping it up.
the sandwich,
Yeah.
the Wagyu sandwich.
The
'Cause
Wagyu Sando.
I literally just went to Japan and I had the Wagyu sandwiches in Japan, and like I'm not gonna say it was the same, but it was pretty damn close. Like it was close. All right.
We got to go try it out. But they're not open for lunch, no? Or are they open for
not
lunch?
yet, not yet.
Okay.
I was thinking
MJ,
about
make
that.
this happen. Go
Yeah.
ahead. Marcus,
Number 2.
Number 2. Damn, I don't know. I'm gonna go with another. This sounds like this is a paid advertisement. I'm gonna go with Earl's. Earl's is like
Earl's
I always say it's like the most versatile restaurant. You can go
100%.
there real quick for some drinks during the day. The late night happy hour
Yeah.
is a bomb.
You're living life here in Miami, I bet, huh?
I can't complain, man. I can't complain.
Where's King David?
Yeah, and number 1?
Number 1, I'm gonna go Uchi. I love Uchi.
Ooh,
Yeah,
that's a good choice. I love Uchi
big
too.
one.
Uchi's one of my favorites.
Linwood.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a big one. That's a big one. That's a big one. And what do you like about Uchi?
I think it's like it doesn't have that like crazy Miami restaurant feel where the loud ass music and all the bottle service and this that. It's calm, really good quality fish, sushi, meat, whatever, and
Good, man.
Consistent.
As fun as that looks from afar, the bottle service, I think you should, if you just try to stay away from that.
It gets old. It gets old. I got it.
It gets old. It got old for me at 17 years old. Listen.
He's only 22.
right. Because here in Miami,
start early.
You're 21. You're starting young.
You start early.
I was gonna ask you, coming from Philly.
Yeah.
I've been to Philly. I got one of my boys, Jonu Smith, from Philly. He played for the Dolphins. Now he's with the Steelers.
Uh-oh.
And I tried a Philly cheesesteak over there, which was from Shays. I don't know if you tried that one or not.
Shays, no.
Have you looked around Miami for the best Philly cheesesteak?
Pepe's.
Pepe's?
Pepe's
That's
is
our guy, bro. That's our guy.
Ryan is the goat.
Ryan is the man.
Yeah, I met him randomly. He walked into the store one day, and he was like, yeah, I'm from Philly. I was like, you didn't need to tell me you're from Philly. I could tell right away.
Yeah. Hey, I love the way. He's a good guy. He also claims to have the best chicken parmesan too.
That I don't know. I can say he has the best cheesesteak. I can't speak on the part.
But you talk about that. I think that's interesting. Obviously, myself included. All these amazing entrepreneurs from around the United States, from around the world, come to Miami and find success. And I think that's what's extremely special about this place, mixing that in with the people that have been here for a lifetime. And so I just think that, your story is great. I think the business is great. And we at the DDA are just extremely excited for the future of your business and to continue to partner with you and continue to support you, man.
Absolutely. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank
Marcus,
you, brother.
thank you so much, man.
Appreciate you having me on.
Triple there.
Oh, did you want to shout out the Instagram real quick? Yeah. Plug the Instagram, man.
Yeah. Check us all socials, Hype Miami, HYP Miami, hypemiami.com. Check us out.
HYP Miami?
HYP, no E,
No, wow.
Keep it HYP. Hype.
HYP. Thank you, Marcus.
Thank you, Marcus.
Appreciate your time.
Awesome. So now we are here with Danny from Maple and Ash, one of Miami's new favorite restaurants, along with 8 Bar here in Miami.
One of Manny's favorite restaurants, by the way, too. Let's just put that one out there.
Easy place to find Manny is at Maple and Ash. I was just there last week. Obviously, just a great restaurant, great food if you haven't been before. Danny, can you tell us a little bit about how you came up with the concept? I know you guys started in Chicago, and now you're here in Miami. And how'd you start in Chicago, and what are you most excited about being in Miami?
Yeah, so it's an absolute pleasure to be here in Miami. We opened Maple and Ash in Chicago 10 years ago, and we were kind of at the forefront of, modern steakhouse.
Yeah.
And here we are 10 years later. Everybody's opening up steakhouses now. But for us, it was always our core was we had to cook with wood fire.
Okay.
And we kind of wanted to always challenge some of the standards or the norm in steakhouses.
Yeah.
And I think a great example of that is our fire-roasted seafood tower.
True.
So often you go into restaurants and it's, on ice, and that's delicious. But for us, we have this Josper oven. We load it up with king crab, shrimps, clams, oysters, and roasted.
Trust me, I know it very well.
It's unbelievable.
Brother.
So, yeah.
I mean, Chicago knows how to eat, man. And so I think bringing that flavor. I lived in Chicago as a kid. First 3 Bulls championships, I'd like to say. But bringing that to Miami, I think is extremely exciting. What have you noticed as far as the difference in the Maple and Ash in Miami and Maple and Ash in Chicago? Or are they kind of the same?
I think there's many things that are very similar.
Yeah.
But there's also just, for me, anytime I'm doing a new restaurant, I want to look at how are we embracing the local market.
Yeah, sure.
So we want to embrace Miami. Miami loves to drink tequila.
Yeah.
Well,
So I hear.
Shout out to tequila.
So we sell a lot more tequila down here than we do in Chicago.
Okay.
You do have a very good selection of
Yes,
tequila. It's
we
very
do.
important. Not many people have a good selection of tequila, by the way. They
We
still
like to have a
gotten it.
balanced one.
Yes.
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 Gives you plenty of room to get into trouble
Yeah.
when you need it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm always gonna get into trouble with tequila, but anyway. Danny, what was the vision to set everything apart? Like you just said, we have so many steakhouses, right? What was that vision that you guys said this is what's going to set us apart from other steakhouses?
Yeah. So for us, we need to have the complete package.
Yeah.
And a lot of restaurants you go and have an amazing vibe. Some have good service, and food is maybe left behind.
Correct.
Where it's one of those 3 is missing. And my goal, the team's goal, and Maple and Ash, whether it's in Miami, Chicago, Scottsdale, we're opening up in Boston and New York this year.
Nice.
It has one goal in common, and it's we need to make sure we're hitting all 3 of those categories of, and that's how I treat people in my home. That's how I like to treat people in the restaurant, and that's the same kind of experience you should expect.
I can tell you what I love about it, and I'm sure it's one of your categories, the atmosphere. I mean, you get in there, the lighting. For me, lighting is so key with the fact of restaurants. the wallpaper, the seating, the chairs. I mean, it just gives you that whole vibe that you really can't wait to have your, have your
Can you
steak.
talk about that? You picked Miami Worldcenter,
Yeah.
this new development in the heart of the DDA district, in the heart of downtown, but it's a second floor restaurant. I think a lot of folks, would think about a restaurant and want to be on the ground floor, want to be seen from anybody driving by. You guys chose something a little bit differently. Can you kind of just talk about your process in choosing Miami Worldcenter and then your location and being on the second floor in one of the buildings?
Yeah. For us, partnering with the Miami Worldcenter was an absolute no-brainer. And for me, coming down from out of state and looking at where this development was when we opened and where we are now, it's night and day.
Yeah.
It's like a whole city has popped up right in front of our eyes, which is impressive. And for us to be so close to the stadium, not necessarily locked into Brickell, we're, up north, it really gives us flexibility of people getting in and out. So we've loved that. And then the second floor kind of gave us this little bit of, what's going on up there.
Yeah.
A little bit of surprise and mystery of when you go in the elevator and come up to the second floor, you're like,
Yeah.
I had no idea this was here. And so it's kind of like taking our guests on a little bit of a journey.
100%.
But once they get in there, and it goes back to, talking about the vibe, it's that restaurant has a heartbeat. Mm-hmm. And that heartbeat really starts to hug you
I like
from the
that.
second you
I
walk
like that.
in.
Yep.
And I think vibe can be confused with sometimes just loud music or dim lighting. That's a mood, but a vibe is something that you can feel, and you can feel the
a
energy.
vibe
of the
is when I
people.
sit down, I'm getting a complimentary cocktail when I
Yeah.
sit down. What made you think about that? How long have you been doing that? Does that exist in Chicago, or is it only a Miami thing? Kind of just talk us
Yeah.
through that. So, I think there's so many great entrepreneurs and operators in Miami that, really kind of learning from how you see things happening.
Yeah, absolutely. So for us, I've always viewed it as, how am I welcoming someone into my home?
Yeah.
And when I bring someone into my house, I don't just give them water right away. And,
Manny always welcomes people with a cocktail.
yeah, see, me and Manny, we have a similar, we're cut from the similar
You might
cloth.
think, but that's the truth.
So it's, for us, we wanted to welcome people in the restaurant the same way we'd welcome
Yeah.
at someone's home. And that's starting off with generosity.
Yeah.
So for me, when I get to a restaurant, typically I want a cocktail pretty quick.
Yep.
So we kind of took that,
them
we
beat the punch, yeah.
made a shortcut for that everybody that sits down.
I think they call that anticipating needs.
That's right. And we call that, in our own internal language, we call that the swarm.
The swarm.
The swarm. So when you
Okay.
sit down, our team is swarming you
Yes.
to give you some little snacks, to give you a little drink, and to really just kind of welcome you into our space
that's
and
so
into our
important.
home. Yeah.
So important. That's true.
No, it's genius. And I think that does make it, you kind of sit back and kind of take a moment to, one, enjoy the menu, really think about what you want, have a little bit of a conversation. It isn't just like this instant, let me figure out what I want to drink, what do I want to get. It's kind of like, okay, you know what? I've got some time to sit here and enjoy
And it's the
myself.
place that you just don't want to say, I want to come once. I
Yeah.
want to
Right.
come back.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people have that. Some people want to explore restaurants and, okay, I'm done. I don't have to come back. Listen, I'm one of those people that I enjoy. I can go back anytime. That for me, it's like a regular place, even if I can just hang out at the bar.
Yeah, we're
Like I
not
told you
trying to
earlier.
be transactional at all.
Yeah.
We're building relationships and connections for sure. And there's you brought up a point of when you're coming in, you can sit back and relax. And one of the menus we offer is the IDGAF. And it's the I don't give an F menu.
Okay.
My hat is kind of alluding to it right
Okay.
here.
We're a
Okay,
podcast. We
okay,
can say
okay.
bad words here.
And for us, that
We
menu
won't get beeped.
no, we won't get beeped. I like that.
Go ahead.
But for us, that menu is a kind of get in, sit back, let us take care of you. You don't need to care about anything.
I got to do that next time.
Yeah.
You'll be set up.
Okay, I
yeah,
gotta
for
do that
sure.
next time.
Absolutely.
We'll take a booth with that one.
Yeah.
I think that's a good idea.
That'll be
And
good.
cap it off with that Sunday tower. Like,
Yeah. Oh man, I always, my presidential campaign is bring back ice cream Sundays, and so I'm all about that, man. I feel like people have forgot about the Sunday. I'm all about that. I never leave Maple and Ash without ordering the ice cream Sunday tower.
honestly, me either.
Yeah, there we go.
I'm working there tonight. I'm like, all right, how am I going to get a little New York strip? We put this grass-fed New York strip on.
gosh.
That it is incredible. I was shocked on how well it ate, and I'm going to get that, and then I'm going to finish it off with a Sunday tower.
Can't-
So I've got my evening scripted.
You and I might be one and the same.
Yeah.
We did the exercise already in the morning, ready for this evening script.
That's right.
Oh, but can you tell us a little bit about 8 Bar? So you've got, two concepts.
Yes.
One right under the other. 8 Bar is brand new. We're looking at it right here. Tell us a little bit about it.
So 8 Bar is our sister to Maple and Ash.
Okay.
It's Maple and Ash might be more of a once a month or once a week is a little bit of a stretch, but I think that 8 Bar is meant to be somewhere you can go every day.
Okay.
It's for the neighborhood. It's on the ground level. You can just walk by, pop in, be casual.
Don't need a reservation as much.
Don't need a reservation. It's a lot more kind of sleeves rolled up and a little bit more casual.
How long were you into the Maple and Ash concept and opening when you decided to, let me double down on the opportunity for 8 Bar? That's one of the things that I think, again, following the smart money, really excited about in the overall DDA district is to find amazing operators that are opening up their second location, third location in the same area. I think that's an amazing green flag for the DDA district.
I feel like this whole area, the development is getting busier each week.
Yeah.
I can feel a new energy from a new business that just opened up and feeling different people around. So that feels incredible. And for us being able to double down for 8 Bar, we knew that we were going to open up Maple just a little bit before 8 Bar.
Okay.
Kind of waiting for this ground presence to really take off and take shape. Now that that's happened, 8 Bar is open. We're full speed ahead. And for me, it's one of those places, that's where I want to eat for like a casual lunch,
right.
Easy dinner, something for everybody, crush a burger, incredible sushi, light snacks and bites. So it's a really thoughtful, well-curated menu.
It is really thoughtful because also, too, this is now, which it wasn't, you go 2 years ago, this wasn't a neighborhood.
No.
This is a neighborhood now. There's a farmer's market here now. There's all of these opportunities, the gym behind us, the Apple store, all of the activities that go on. But it's a neighborhood that also everybody in the world enjoys, whether you're going to a Heat game or catching a cruise. And so how do you kind of look at your business and not only think about, obviously, the people that are here in the neighborhood, but, you're in Miami Worldcenter. The Worldcenter piece is a key.
Yes.
You're sobering a global audience.
Correct.
How do you think about that in your business?
Yeah, so I've been really fortunate. I've actually been staying in this neighborhood.
Oh, awesome.
So I'm getting a little bit to feel how it's like to live in this neighborhood.
Yeah.
What it's like to do business in the neighborhood.
Working, eating, and playing in the neighborhood.
Yes. So to feel all of that, it's kind of given me the lens to how to navigate with, the promenade getting a little bit busier and all that kind of stuff. But for us looking at being available for all those people that are playing in. And some of those people are calculated and are able to plan ahead and make the reservation at Maple and Ash or book a private room at the studio. And then, a place like 8 Bar, it's easy. Like, you didn't plan ahead. You're just walking through to the Heat game. We're open, ready for you, and we'll make it a great time.
Miami Worldcenter is a great partner of the Heat and really focusing on people spending great time with their friends, family before and after the game. And both of your locations are amazing places to eat before or after the game. But then also the Speakeasy.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that. That's going to be me and Manny's new favorite hangout spot, right? So tell us a little bit about, was that always in your plans?
Yes.
It was. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome.
So the Speakeasy, the lounge, we call it the studio. It's an extension of Maple and Ash. It's one of those spaces where you can come in and get incredible cocktails, some light bites, but the room feels so sophisticated.
I gotta go check that room out now.
And what I love about it is like it has the energy, but you still have some space where you can kind of relax and enjoy rather than kind of being jammed in somewhere. So
I like where it's located and how it's hidden. I enjoy the room and the vibe continues on with the rest of the vibe that's in there, Maple and Ash. But then, like you said, there's space and you can kind of just relax, have a conversation. And I love how inviting people are not necessarily pushy to get over and flip over the table, right? I think it's really nice to bring people there and to be able to have a conversation and enjoy the person you're with as opposed to being on this timer and now I've got to get out of this booth, this seat or whatever so you can turn it over. And I think that's really just awesome that you guys, set it up like that.
Hospitality first.
Yeah.
It's
always,
key, my brother. It's
always.
key. Let me tell you, I really congratulate you guys because what you guys have done here. And I really, all of our viewers and everybody's going to be listening to this. If anybody has not been to Maple and Ash, you have to come out here. You have to experience this place at least for one time. I mean, for me, it's one of my favorites. And
8 Bar, but on top of that, top 3 restaurants.
Oh boy.
That's not Maple and Ash.
Yeah, that's not Maple and Ash.
Not Maple and Ash.
And also, too, you're new to Miami, so I'm interested in what you're trying since you are somewhat new to the area.
All right, this is good. So I found this place, Asabuco.
Oh, yeah.
Asabuco, yeah, sure.
Randomly stumbled on that one night, was blown away by that. Great attention to detail. Food was really solid.
Great attention to detail, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's number 3?
That's number 3.
Ooh. Number 2.
Number 2. Joe's Stone Crab, on the beach,
that's a
man. Like,
signature.
I can't.
Yeah.
When I'm down here, I need to find time to get there.
Right.
And whatever.
It has to be put on the calendar.
Yeah.
I take my dad there every single time he comes to town.
I get it.
It's undefeated.
It's special.
And give us your number 1.
Number 1, hands down, Maki Elena on the beach.
Really?
8th and Alton.
Okay.
I know Mike Perillo very well. We grew up right by each other.
Okay.
It holds a special place in my heart. When I first moved down here 15 years ago,
Love it.
I lived south of 5th, and I drove past Maki Elena. I'm like, what is that?
What type of food is it? I actually haven't been
It's
there.
a small Italian little spot.
Okay.
Right on 8th and Alton. Handmade pastas. They've expanded now, so it's bigger.
Every time we talk, you need a week. You need a week of just going every day to some place. I mean, you just got to, ask for a whole week off.
A lot of this show obviously is about the rediscovery of downtown, but Miami and the transition that Miami has
Everything.
been in
It's
is an
crazy.
awesome rediscovery moment for all of the areas in Miami. So I really appreciate you bringing that up because it's a place that I
Yes.
haven't been to
It's
that I need
solid.
to check
Listen,
out.
we learn about restaurants here every time. And one of the biggest things that we get from everybody, our viewers, is like, I tried that restaurant. Because they like to get recommendations.
And especially
from
coming
other
from a
people.
restaurateur.
And coming from a restaurateur.
That's one of my joys of when I'm down here. It's like, all right,
That's it.
kind of jumble it up of where should I eat tonight?
Yeah.
There's so many options. It's amazing.
Listen, thank you so much, brother. We appreciate you coming on a day in Miami. And let me tell you, we will be there again in all your restaurants and all the speakeasy. I start putting me down for next week.
Done and done.
Thank you so much, man. The happy hours are great. Please come to Maple and Ash. Come
Yes.
check out 8 Bar. We appreciate you coming down to Miami. More Midwesterners and New Yorkers in Miami, the better. We welcome.
I got a
you
feeling
any
he's
way
gonna
that
stay
we can
here a
help
little
out.
bit longer.
Yeah.
Right,
The
yeah.
T-shirt is telling me he's liking it a lot, right? Can't wear that in Chicago right now. Thank you so much.
We'll be back
man.
with our next guest.
Awesome.
And we're back, MJ. We're back. And we left the sweetest, what did she say? The sweetest for last.
The pina colada from the world-renowned Museum of Ice Cream. A day in Miami Worldcenter. Pina colada.
Hi, thank you for
Welcome
having me,
to
guys.
Can I sing a little bit of the song? I like my pina colada. I don't know how she does it.
We keep that one for the keys.
Okay, all right. I
So
like it.
to my knowledge, in Miami Worldcenter, the Museum of Ice Cream was one of the first kind of real ground floor retail places to open. Can you just tell us a little bit about how successful you guys have been, a little bit about the history of the Museum of Ice Cream, and how you decided to get to Miami Worldcenter?
Yeah, well, the Museum of Ice Cream started in New York City with a pop-up in 2016. And then we have been moving forward with different pop-up museums in the different cities. Now, Miami Museum is the museum number 4. And prior to that, there is a flagship location in New York City.
Yep.
Another one in Chicago. And then Singapore.
Wow.
And then Miami, yeah. And we are rocking, and we're going to be opening 3 more museums shortly.
Okay. Awesome. How many people are you guys seeing a week, a day, a month? I know when I walk by, there's always lines.
So normally we get around easily 17,000 people per month.
Okay, wow.
That's
70,000
Yeah.
people per month?
17.
17.
Oh, gotcha.
17.
I was about to say.
17.
I was going to say, 70 is like,
Well, we
but,
got
but
the
still
24.
17 is
Yeah.
17.
Still
It is a lot.
17 is a
That
lot.
is a lot.
It's a lot.
a lot of
It
people.
is a lot of ice cream to be
Yeah,
eating
it is
for
a lot of
everybody.
ice cream.
Tons of ice cream.
I was going to tell you, how's those people hands in that
Give me a
place
second.
already?
What-
There you go. That's
But
good.
I feel like ours are really loud, no?
No, there you go. That's what you need. That's it. Perfect. Ahora sí.
Perfect.
Perfect.
The
I
ones that
think
are right.
one of the things that we talked about with Nitin and also obviously with Russell is all of the cruise ships and the travelers. What do you know what portion of your business is people that are traveling? There's more families down here. Do you know anything about the breakdown?
we do. We do absolutely. We do receive a lot of people for the cruise lines.
Yeah.
We do have a lot of local people, especially when we opened. We were the new thing in town to go
Yeah.
and see. We did have a lot of people, not only people from Miami, people traveling from Tampa and Orlando to come and visit us.
Wow.
Because of the night of the museum. And I will say that it's not only for kids, it is for kids and for adults, guys. We have a full bar.
Oh, yeah.
With every teammate drinks, all about the environment of the ice cream.
What is this? What's going on here? There's a full bar there too?
Yeah.
Absolutely. We do private events. We rent for companies.
I heard you
it's
have like a happy hour for later in the evening coming up.
We are having what is called the backlisters. We are going to be launching that on February 12th, this
Okay.
Thursday. And it's a pairing between alcohol, wines, and ice cream.
Oh
Wow,
my God!
that is awesome. That is just
So
spectacular.
take me back to where did the idea for the Museum of Ice Cream come from? You know,
The museum live stream came from the idea of nowadays in the world we are all very connected to our cell phones, and what they wanted the owners is to have that connection with the rest of the human beings. We are not only trying to connect, our scoops, which is our staff, with the visitors. We also try to strip between visitors and visitors. It's a connection place where you unleash your inner child and you have 2 hours of fun.
Right.
so what is there to do for those people who don't know? What can you do inside the Museum of Ice Cream?
Well, you can learn about the
Because you have a lot of like little activations, photo
Yeah.
spots.
We do have 14 rooms. All those 14 rooms are interactive. Sometimes they're animated by one of our staff members. Other ones, they are self-animated. And then you can learn facts about the ice cream, or you can fly in a plane to a magic city called Frostyland.
Oh,
There is
wow.
there is a full carnival where you have all those kind of carnival games, all manual games, which is pretty fun. I mean,
So
yeah.
do you have that for like birthday parties as well?
We do have birthday parties. You can rent partially the museum for birthday parties. I mean, and again, not only for kids. We welcome
That's
a lot
what
of
I'm saying,
adults.
yeah.
It can be a lot of fun.
I mean, I think
sure.
that's one of the interesting things about this area is that in Miami Worldcenter, there's truly something for everybody. Families, kids, adults, partners.
It's called the
singles.
Worldcenter
Yeah.
for a reason there, MJ.
Everything is in there, and I think you also see that in the Museum of Ice Cream. I think, I see a bunch of social media influencers taking the time to go there and take
Yeah.
pictures.
We receive a lot of them.
You have families taking their friends. It's also a really great date night spot.
Absolutely. Come and spend the night at the museum.
Yeah.
No way. So
Uh-huh.
you can spend the night at the museum.
We don't really spend the night.
No,
Let's
not the
put it-
whole
not
night.
the
You
whole
can't
night.
live there, you know?
You're
We
out
have
by
some
2 o'clock.
restrictions
he's
by the
already-
city.
He's already making plans.
restrictions.
Maybe
But,
that'll be the Valentine's
Oh,
thing.
she has liquor. She has everything. I was like, now you have a little mini
And
hotel.
we have a special cocktails for Valentine's now, too.
Oh, there you
yeah,
go.
what do you got?
There you,
I
if you
have
can't
a
get to the
love
place.
tini. Love tini. It's like a martini
Like a
with
mart-
love.
Wow.
With love.
Teeny, love teeny.
Gentlemen, do not be like Eddie and not have your Valentine's Day
Yeah.
plans already planned out, but we will help him out with maybe something at the Museum of Ice Cream.
Okay,
if you
MJ
didn't
just
know.
put on the tires
Yes.
and ran over that one.
He's gonna help me out though. He's gonna.
Yeah, I'm going to help him out, though. I'm going to help him out.
Listen,
though.
you can go to the
Yeah.
museum. I think
Yeah.
that's
Come
where
and
you should
visit
go.
us.
We're
Yeah.
bringing
I
him
think
ideas.
I'll get a divorce if I tell my girl we're going to museum ice cream for my birthday.
I don't know,
Sorry,
man.
for Valentine's
Have
Day.
you been?
You will be
I
surprised.
haven't been. I haven't
How
been.
do
You
you
gotta
know how
check
to
it out.
judge?
No, I haven't.
Can't judge.
I know my wife.
Well, everybody loves ice cream. There's a great opportunity to take photos and connect there. It's a really cool spot. And I think that, as more people come to Miami, more people travel. We've done some studies at the DDA. There's more families that now live in the DDA district and live downtown than ever before. And this is a really, I think, great place and a great opportunity for them to spend some time with their little ones and their family, but also connect with other families.
Absolutely.
So-
I mean, the goal here is to connect and have that closeness to all the human beings.
At what time do you guys open? And you say it's a 2-hour session?
No, we do. Well, normally the experience it takes between an hour and a half to 2 hours, depends on interaction. And then we open every day by 11 o'clock, and depends of the day of the week. We close normally by 7 or 8:30 on weekends, or sometimes we're going to be closing later on.
Yeah.
Depends on the party that we are
It just
hosting.
depends what's going on. Let me tell you, I cannot wait to go. I have not visited, but I am going to go and I love these things.
I've seen it all over social media. A lot of it. I've seen a lot of
This is
influencers
awesome.
there.
And again, this is what we bring to this podcast. We love, because I'm sure, and please comment. I know a lot of people say, "Oh, you're the only one who hasn't been." I've been there. I want to know who hasn't been there. I really want everybody to go and visit this place because we love to get the feedback. I think that's so imperative that everybody comes and visit these places, especially down here in this whole Miami Worldcenter.
A
This is
day in
incredible.
Miami, a day in Miami Worldcenter. You can spend the whole day here.
Yes.
Spend a couple hours at the Museum of Ice Cream. Grab some food from one of the amazing restaurants that we talked about. There's nighttime activities at not only obviously the Museum of Ice Cream, but also at the bowling alley. I think that you can really spend.
Where
the
is
whole
it by
day.
around here? Where
You see it right here to the left.
It is
Right
here, right in front of the Apple Store, 851 Northeast 1st, Suite 134.
No, you guys
is
have a great
perfect.
location.
That's
Yeah.
a
beautiful
great
spot.
location.
Yeah.
Listen,
it's-
thank you so much. I cannot
Thank
wait
you.
to go. I'm gonna go pass by now
Well,
a
if
little
you
bit.
guys
I'm gonna
want
go
some
and check
ice
it
cream?
out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go take
Do
a
you have
picture.
Wagyu ice cream?
No, not yet.
Working on
We're
it.
working on it.
Working on
But
it.
we have pina colada ice cream.
Okay. So our producer's asking us, our
Yeah.
spectacular producer Justin, why don't you name us maybe your 3 top maybe dessert places?
My goodness, these are places.
Or maybe
Can I say Museum of Ice Cream?
Yeah, sure. That could be your number one.
Okay, that will be number one.
Number two.
Number two, I will say Balloon Bakery.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a good one.
Nice.
Yeah, and then I will go for the desserts at the buffet, lunch buffet in the Zuma. Those Japanese,
nice.
those Japanese
Okay.
buffets are amazing.
You can never go wrong with Zuma.
Nope.
You can never go wrong with Zuma.
What, it's like a Sunday brunch or something? Or
Yeah,
It's a
Sunday
Sunday
brunch is
brunch,
spectacular in
yeah.
Zuma.
Amazing.
Yes.
I haven't
That's a
been
great
to that one.
choice.
And they have a great pairing of sake or wine, or champagne.
Oh,
I like the sake.
Yeah, the
right
sake
up
it's a good option.
Right up. Yeah, no.
Zuma in the DDA district as well.
There you go. Listen, thank you so much. We sort of
Nice.
appreciate you
You're gonna-
passing by. And we're definitely, stay tuned. I'm going to post a little picture over there. I'm going to go to the museum right now
Okay.
and about. And we'll be back. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much.
Okay, MJ, we got another one.
Yes, welcome back. I'm excited about this one as well. We've got Ash here from Timeluxe, which just opened. I was blessed and lucky enough to go.
No relation to Maple.
Yeah.
Okay.
No relationship to Maple and Ash, but another great business in Miami, Worldcenter. I was blessed and lucky enough to go to the grand opening, man, and it was just really beautiful, all the people you had out. But the part that really got me is your whole family. And talking about this being a family business and your family coming to Miami, I thought that was just a super cool story. And I just want to give you your kudos for doing that and keeping the business in the family, man.
Before
I
Ash
respect that.
says that, why was I not invited to this opening of this watch store?
I cannot invite you to every place that I go, but I
Well,
was
at
a
least
friend
you
of a
should know
friend. We
watch
we
store.
have a mutual friend who brought me along. I was the plus one. Yeah, I was the plus one. But Ash, could you tell us a little bit about Timeluxe and a little bit about your family story and the business?
Yeah, definitely. Thanks for having me, guys. So just to tell a little bit about my family, I mean, it's really interesting. So my family is from India, which has now became part of Pakistan. So they left and then moved on. So we moved a lot of our life. Like my dad was born in Singapore. I was born in Africa. We had to leave when the Civil War broke out, moved to the Caribbean, started our business there again from scratch in 1989. It's been a lot of moving. It's kind of nice to be here in Miami now. I wasn't really looking to start a business here in Miami, but what a great opportunity here at Miami Worldcenter. I couldn't resist on it. So we decided to start our family business here again after I've been in the business 26 years, my family 35 years in the jewelry business. We're starting at a brand new brand here, Timeluxe at Miami Worldcenter. What a great place to start in the city of Miami, the heart of Miami, I would say downtown. So It's been really amazing to get this opportunity with some of these brands here that we're working with. It's been a great start.
Yeah, man, you dropped a lot there from your life story. How was that moving around so much and like leaving a civil war? I mean, that usually people have one immigration story. You had multiple immigration stories to different countries.
Living in Miami, you kind of get that same type of story from, a lot of my Cuban friends. I have a good Cuban friend that actually, his family moved from Cuba to Venezuela. He never thought he would have to leave again and then to Miami. So sometimes he goes, hey.
We may be back on both soon.
But he goes, hey, man, your story's not that interesting compared to mine. I was like, really? I was born here, moved here, and I'm hoping this is it.
Yeah, man, you fled a civil war, which is that's. What part of the Caribbean did you go to?
So my parents still live in St. Martin. That's where we started from. And then, of course, we expanded to open businesses in Aruba, Bahamas, Cayman, St. Kitts.
Yeah, huge watch area. I mean, a lot of people, all for those watch people out there, everybody tries to go and see what can they get in the islands, you know what I'm saying? With the whole craze of the watches, everybody. My fascination is like, so your dad's the one that, was this from your father or father's father?
No, so my dad and my uncle started first generation with
generation.
$10,000 in the bank.
Wow. And what was it? All jewelry or just say we want to do watches?
No, actually, I was all jewelry.
All jewelry.
Yeah, watches has always been my passion, not so much the family.
In India.
No, it actually started in St. Martin.
In St. Martin.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
But now at Timeluxe, you could possibly go get a great Valentine's Day gift at Miami Worldcenter because not only is there watches,
Yeah, we're
there's
going to
also
have
jewelry,
put
right?
that clip now.
Yeah, correct. So our strength is definitely the private label jewelry that we do, diamonds, tanzanite, emerald, ruby, sapphires. That's what I saw nobody in Miami doing. Of course, the watches are a great addition. It's, I would say, 50-50 in our business. We do great brands, Omega, Breitling.
But you have all jewelry here.
We also have jewelry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was just watches. Okay, so it's
Watches and jewelry, yeah.
watches and jewelry.
You need
okay.
diamond studs for your wife? We're the guy.
Okay, all right.
And I mean, I think, can you talk a little bit about, choosing Miami Worldcenter for your business? You've been open now about a month or change?
2 months.
2 months.
Oh, wow.
How has it been? How is it going? And, who are you seeing coming into the business?
So we see a lot of locals from the ones that live right here. Of course, I've also noticed that most of Miami still doesn't, unfortunately, know Miami Worldcenter or hasn't been here. They've heard of it. We really got to get them to come down, and that was the reason we had our grand opening event. I've had people that are true Miamians that are born and raised here that were coming for the first time. I would say about a couple years ago, I heard about Miami Worldcenter, and I did a walk down because my office is at the Seabold building as well. I did a walk
Shout
down.
out to the Seabold building. We did a podcast there.
Yeah, we were there maybe about 2 months ago. We were in the Seabold. But
December.
also, too, another great hidden gem within the DDA district that's due to be rediscovered and enjoyed over and over and over again. So I'm glad that you bring that up.
Yeah, but I was there 2 years ago on the 8th floor. I heard about Miami Worldcenter. I said, hey, get off your lazy butt. Go take a walk and see what's down there. Came here. There was Lululemon, Sephora, and Ray-Ban. Apple wasn't even built yet. It was just a vision. And I got to give the guys credit that put this vision together. I think it's amazing right now, and I think it's going to be huge in the future. And I made a couple calls to a friend that knew the Motwani family, got us connected, started the leasing process. And, I mean, look at what it is today. I think this is where I wanted our flagship to be.
And now you're here with a Day in Miami in the podcast. Tell me about
Day
it.
in Miami, Day in Miami Worldcenter. And I'm glad that you bring up the flagship, because I think that's, just an important note that you decided to plant the flag here in Miami Worldcenter, right? And I think that your story of entrepreneurship is a story of Miami, but also it's such a worldly story in the Worldcenter. And I think that's, again, what makes all of this, and hopefully what we're trying to get across, so special and so unique from many other places in the United States is, all of these amazing visionaries, entrepreneurs coalescing and coming together in the DDA district at Miami Worldcenter. And I think it's something that for people to really come enjoy, and hope that they come and shop, at your store.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, most of my career has been in the Caribbean, where, of course, downtown is always where retail takes place.
Yeah.
Here, it's different. You got a lot of areas, but, of course, this was the last, I would say, area that needed to be developed, and this is the center now. Like, I think going forward, people are going to think of shopping. It's going to be downtown. I was on a plane coming back on Sunday, and the lady in front of me was searching Apple, and she was putting Apple Miami Worldcenter as her Uber destination, and she was still on the flight.
Wow, that's pretty good. I was going to ask you, what have you seen people come in and purchase? I know you've only been open for 2 months, but is there like a type of product that people are asking more about that you see? I'm just curious to know the purchasing habits of people in this area.
So definitely the brands pull people in. If people come in for Omega, Breitling, Longines, we'll be adding Tag Heuer in the future. We have a few other watch brands, Tissot, that's the NBA sponsor. People do come in for that, and once they walk around and see our private label, the Flexi collection, or just our diamond studs, rubies, sapphires, a lot of them go, wow, I didn't know this. Like, I can't find this usually in Miami, because you go to a lot of our competitors and it's just the similar watch brands or jewelry brands, or you go to Design District. But now we have a variety of everything. So a lady can stack her wrist with bracelets, necklaces. So we're starting to see that kind of flip a little bit. They're coming in for the watch brands, but they're also starting to see everything else that we do offer.
I would love to know, where else in the world, within less than a few blocks, can you get a burger, some coffee, your phone fixed, go to the Museum of Ice Cream, bowl, and get a brand new watch or a piece of jewelry?
In what order are we going to do this?
Yeah,
I think we got to go first to the watch place.
First to the watch. I thought you would say that.
My money's. I'm dropping it first in the jewelry store, and then from there we can go to the rest.
We can go to the other places.
I'll take that. Don't worry.
yes. Well, that's me.
Can you talk a little bit about maybe your future vision for the store? You mentioned some of the brands that you have in there. Maybe give us a little knowledge about maybe watches or jewelry that most people don't know. When we were at the Seabold building, I think a lot of people really appreciated that kind of insider knowledge on the business. So what maybe hidden gems about the watch or jewelry business do you have for us that you think most customers don't necessarily know?
Like I said, I think this is a great opportunity. So I definitely think we can add more brands, more jewelry to our mix. I would love to see maybe about putting in some mono-brand boutiques here in the future that can also tie into our primary business, Timeluxe, maybe giving some of the brands some storefronts, like see what's going on around in the area with the amount of buildings coming up. The population's only growing. Of course, I travel a lot of the United States. I think this is such a great opportunity coming up for all these brands to be represented here in downtown Miami. So there's a lot of I think there's a lot of opportunity. I have a great vision. I think 3, 5, 7 years, this is even going to be much bigger.
Yeah, 1,000%. Obviously, I'm not in the jewelry business. You being in the jewelry business for so long, I kind of wanted to get your thoughts on what you see with the lab-grown diamonds. That's just, a lot of people are opting for lab-grown diamonds now, especially for like engagement rings and things along those lines, compared to real diamonds. Just kind of want to get your insight on that and what you see in the public.
So I think that definitely comes down to the clientele. If you want a natural diamond that's taken hundreds of years, millions of years to form in the earth, or you want a lab grown, I don't say there's a right or wrong. I think it definitely comes down to the consumer. It's like a watch brand. Do you want X, Y, or Z? Do you want a Breitling? Do you want an Omega? It's up to the client to finally decide. Our job is to definitely educate them on everything. It's similar to the natural and the lab.
Also the value also of the...
Yeah, our business doesn't do lab-grown diamonds. We only do natural, higher quality, 18, 14 karat gold. But that comes down to each business deciding how they're going to go forward. But at the end of the day, as long as the client makes an emotional purchase that they're happy with, natural lab doesn't really... They're not going wrong either way.
Oh, so you don't see any difference in...
No, I think it comes down to the client. It comes down to preference.
I've been told that you can't even tell the difference.
But
now,
listen,
you need like a special machine to see.
You can't tell the difference. You can only see it through a machine. But I tell people you can eat lab-grown meat or you can eat natural meat.
That's a good one.
Comes down to the
that's
person.
a good comparison.
I'm
sticking with the natural meat, not the lab-grown one. But at the end of the day, it value also, because when people understand that with a natural stone, I mean, listen, you have that. You have an investment.
Correct.
The day tomorrow, you don't know how life turns, and you need to go ahead and
you get divorced,
and you have it. You have the money. The lab-grown going to get you diddly.
No, the lab-grown's fallen about 90% from what the original value was when it first came out.
Hold this value.
Yeah.
So that's my personal view, and I'm a frustrated jeweler. But at the end of the day, but that's a good question, Ed, and that's the fact of I think that a lot of people have that in their mind, and I think that a lot of first-time marriages, wives wanna, when you're gonna propose to somebody, they don't want something that's lab-grown. They want something that's natural.
No, I mean, a lot of our clients tell their husband, if you don't love me, don't buy. If you love me, buy me natural.
Yeah.
Do you see a lot of people are you on social media? I see a lot of these skits. I'm not sure if they're real or not, where people come in with a watch and they try to negotiate with you. And you say 10,000 or 12,000 or 12,500. Are you guys accepting? Do you guys take watches? Do you buy watches? Or
no, we don't buy watches. We actually only do new products, so everything, and we're authorized retailers for everything. So we have MSRP. A lot of times, what you're seeing on those skits are from someone that might have bought a watch and then they haven't worn it, flip it. I mean, that's a whole different ballgame.
Yeah, that's not your business model.
No.
Your business is brand new. Come by, be the first person to wear it, be the first person to own it. Visit Timeluxe. What's the Instagram?
It's Timeluxe Jewelers.
Awesome.
Are you getting people from social media in there? Or
yeah, we're getting social media.
Okay, good. Perfect. Well, I'm going to be passing by the store as well.
And being that you've been here, I guess now kick it to Eddie, if you want to ask him his, favorite 3 restaurants while you think about that.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Ash, that reminds me from my show Pokemon. It used to be Ash Ketchum.
Yeah.
So
get them all watches.
You gotta get them all. You gotta get all the watches.
Well, let me ask a question first. Do you have a favorite watch that you own?
My favorite watch, my Breitling guy that's in the store right now probably won't like me saying this,
Breitling.
but it's Omega. I love the Omega Speedmaster Moon watch. Because, I mean, if you hear the story of how they saved those astronauts, it's just a great made watch. Yeah. I love wearing that watch.
How much so the Omega saved the astronauts? Can you give us the cliff notes on that story?
No, tell people the story about that guy.
Yeah, the watch, they had to shut down all the engine, and the only way
to start from the beginning. There's a story that the Omega, a specific Omega watch, saved the astronauts. All right, so lead into it. What Apollo was that?
I don't want to give the wrong number. I think it's Apollo 11, but again, I don't want to speak.
Listen, at this stage, half of the people don't know which even it's Apollo. So trust
astronauts.
Yeah.
So that's no
astronauts.
Yeah, but basically they had a malfunction, and the only way for them to enter back into the the Earth's hemisphere was through the watch timing, and it had to be exactly accurate. And that's the way they got back in. And actually, NASA awarded them with the Snoopy, which is the NASA's mascot. So the Omega is the only brand that can actually use the Snoopy in their watches, which is one of the hardest watches to get. I mean, we barely get 1 or 2 allocated a year.
Oh.
Yeah.
And how much does a watch like that go for?
The Speedmaster, the one that I have, the white face Speedy, they call it, is $9,500. But you can buy the original one, which is the Hesalite, because they couldn't use sapphire crystal for the moon. That's like $7,500.
Wow, man, that's not bad.
That's a super
And by the way,
story.
It's the James Bond watch.
The Omega is a James Bond watch?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I mean, Omega's James
All his
Bond,
best
Olympics.
things come out of that Omega watch.
Oh, damn,
I
man.
love it.
That's nice.
Thank you so much, Ash. That's
Oh, wait.
spectacular. Oh,
You got to give us your top 3 restaurants.
top 3 restaurants.
Starting with number 3.
Serafina.
Serafina. What do you like about it?
Hey,
I mean, I just love the casual atmosphere. So I mostly go out a lot with my wife and 2 kids, and my kids are younger. So the 3 restaurants that I'm going to pick are probably,
Number 2.
60 Vines.
60
Oh, nice.
Vines, man.
Keeping it
I
in
love
Miami
those
World
people,
Center.
man.
They like
Yeah,
that.
I like those. It's a nice experience in there. It's a super nice experience. What do you like about them?
60 Vines, great atmosphere. I mean, to be honest, the help are just great. They're always super friendly.
And they have great food.
Yeah, the
People
food's
don't-
great.
People don't acknowledge
People
that.
think it's the wine, but it's actually
Yeah,
the food.
It's very good food. And number 1.
number 1.
I love Earl's next door.
Ours is awesome. Gonya, you went all 3.
Earl's is
World,
undefeated.
you've been working here.
That's my team.
Yeah.
That's your squad.
Keep it with
Trying to
the
get-
home team. Ash, thank you, man. Thank you for
Thank you,
bringing your
Ash.
business down here. Thank you for keeping your business
Timeluxe.
a family business. Timeluxe, we really appreciate you, man.
Thank you, Ash.
Thank you guys for having me.
Okay, MJ, we got another one. Is this we're saving the best for last?
I think we can say that. We're saving the best for last.
Is this
Good to hang
saving
out
best for the last?
with my initial brother, JC from Serafina. You know, as many people from New York move down to Miami, we've got a great restaurant that is opened up in Miami, Serafina. Truly enjoyed. They're here in Miami Worldcenter, so a day in Miami Worldcenter. We got JC from Serafina with us, man. Welcome.
Aplauso.
He brought us some pizza, but guys, we were hungry,
This
and
is
we
turning
already
into
ate
half a
that
second.
pizza. We would have shown it to you, but just know
Can't show you
it was
anything.
delicious. And if you bring your ticket from a Heat game and eat at Serafina before or after the Heat game and order some other food, you get a free pizza. That's a great deal.
That's amazing. Man.
Win-win.
Well, listen, I want to welcome JC to the podcast. I mean, I've had the pleasure of knowing JC for a while already, and he is one hell of an entrepreneur, one hell of a restaurateur. So, I'm glad that he's in Serafina. I know he's going to crush it over here because he's awesome in what he does. And
Thank you.
I'm just glad so I can finish this podcast and then go eat over there. And have a
Keep it
good
moving.
lunch.
Keep it moving.
So tell us
He's been
about
the best dressed guest, too. No,
Yeah,
no
yeah,
offense
yeah,
to
yeah.
Manny,
Right, you're
but-
making me blush, man. Chill.
He's a man, bro.
making
He's a
it look
man.
bad, man. Tell
Welcome,
us a little bit about
JC.
Serafina.
Well, as you just mentioned, MJ, thank you for having me. It's a real pleasure and always hanging out with you. This is a concept that it made sense for where it is now and who we are, right? The DNA of Serafina is not. I'm not looking for a Michelin star, right? I don't need that. We need honest food. We need consistency. We need, whether if it's Tuesday afternoon or Sunday brunch or Friday night, you can go with your lady or with your boyfriend and experience something that you know what you're gonna get, and I'm not gonna break the bank. You understand? So that's the concept, more or less, of what we're doing right now. You know, obviously we have our sister restaurant in Aventura, we've been there for about 6-7 years. It's been steady, it's been consistent. So we wanted to expand and really show this area of the city what Serafina is. You know, this is the second one, but we're thinking about the third and the fourth in your neck of the woods. And it's just something that made sense. You know, we are the pioneers of this area. So there was nothing here, as we all know. A year and a half ago, 2 years ago, this was deserted, right? So we took the chance. We know what we were doing as far as the concept and the menu and the pricing and the beverage program. You know, these are things that we got to listen to your local residents. We have to listen to what they're looking for in order to cater for them. And what we've learned is that, these residents that were here and that are here, they used to drive or take an Uber to Brickell.
Yeah.
to dine out or to go to a happy hour or to enjoy something different and more. But now they can walk down the street. They can walk 2-3 blocks and they have Serafina. You understand? So that's really the niche. And this is just the beginning. I mean, we've opened Serafina downtown 7 months ago. So still a baby. You know, there's still a baby. We have a great relationship with MJ and the developers of the complex. So we're here for the long run.
We really appreciate that. I mean, I think that such a great business and great food. Can you talk a little bit about, who you're seeing come in there? You talked a little bit about the residents that live around here. And now the DDA district and Miami Worldcenter, Nitin was on here, and they've got 1,000, 2,000 more apartments and units coming up in this area. Over on 11th Street, there's probably another 1,000 some odd folks. So you've got a lot of residents, but you've got 500,000 people that get off cruise ships every single month in this area.
Exactly.
And so I think that you talked a little bit about serving the local Miami community, but you're really serving the world being here in Miami Worldcenter.
100%. And 100, it's an influx of tourism that, again, is just the beginning of it. We're just getting started in this place. So with the hotels, we created relationships with the concierge programs, with the cruise lines that we have. So this is just the niche of it. This is the beginning. So we're really excited. We're going to be, like I said, here for the long run. All these towers and the luxury residences that we have. So it's a win-win. We just got to keep it. Our responsibility is to keep it consistent. Make sure that when you walk in and the guest and the hostess greets you and you feel special, you feel at home, you feel warm, and you get a good pizza, good pasta, a little truffle, a little caviar on the side. But day in, day out, we just got to be consistent.
JC introduced me to this. Talk about this lemon pasta with the shrimp. That's my favorite, man. I don't know if you guys have had that. Well, you know which one I'm talking about. Yeah,
of course. Yeah, that's the farfalle al limone.
Love that thing.
Oh, anything with lemons,
Order
me.
the
STL. Squeeze the lemon, baby.
Yeah.
Yes, it's got shrimp in it, man. It is to die for.
We'll try it in a few minutes. But that's a recipe that comes from New York. So if it's not broken, we're not going to fix it. So this is just consistent on what it is, and it's a beautiful al dente pasta.
What are the top 3 dishes you have right now selling?
Oh, man. I mean, honestly,
for appetizer, it has to be that pizza.
I have some dishes that are considered Italo-American. You understand? So we have people are saying we have the best chicken parm in the city.
Oh gosh!
I do love a
Here we go.
Tell me about that chicken parm, because everybody
understand?
tells me they have the best one.
No, but this is. I'm saying this because I'm repeating what I hear.
Yes.
I'm humble, and I know that we have a good product, but the chicken parm is number one. After that, I have a beautiful branzino, skin on, pan-seared, very nice sauce, delicate. And then I have the pappardelle bolognese. Is the number 3.
One of my favorites.
So those 3 you can't go wrong.
No, you're
telling me the lemon pasta is not the number one.
Sorry to disappoint, man. Sorry, that's that.
But it could be your number one.
That is my number one.
That's what it is. And we also have a great pastry program. So we have homemade desserts. We put together a great culinary team that is consistent, hardworking people. And they just do the best that they can. It's a restaurant is we may be the face of the restaurant, but there's a whole team that's there to support.
JC, what I like about that is what you started talking about this, which is I'm not looking for a Michelin restaurant. You're looking for everybody, and not everybody's looking for a Michelin restaurant either. Some people go to a Michelin restaurant, they stay hungry, but
yeah, that does happen.
But that's another podcast.
Yeah.
People are looking for the fact of date night, friends, family. I think Serafina equals all those in one parenthesis. It could everywhere you go with Serafina. I mean, I love Aventura. I love the one Aventura. And the ones all over the places too. I mean, I was in Spain, and there was
we just opened Marbella.
I was in Marbella. It was spectacular.
It's a strong brand, and it's exactly that, Manny. It's you can go on a date night, and you can be a big boy and order some nice wine.
100%.
Or you can do whatever else you want.
And you guys have a spectacular selections of wines as well.
Yeah.
But on that part, I know that you guys. How important is it also to have the right produce? and the right stuff for those Italian meals.
Well, it's
Where are you sourcing your
Okay,
produce and
okay,
your product, you know?
Where are we getting that tomato from?
That pizza was amazing. The cheese is
No,
perfect on that pizza.
But you see, that's pizza. I'm not going to say the other people, which you know what I'm saying. But that's pizza. That's
you're gonna meet Gennaro in a few minutes.
That for me is all
The
day.
guy who's making my pizza has been making pizza since he was 2 weeks old. I'm telling you. Well, from Napoli, doesn't speak English that
Right,
much.
man,
You know what I
you
mean?
said
That's
it everything
exactly
from
what I'm
Napoli.
looking for.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
you said
exactly
it
what
all.
I'm looking for.
But tell me, continue
going
with the
back
fact
into
of
your
the
business
ingredients.
secrets.
Wait, let me know the ingredients. How important is that? That's 100%.
That's competition, especially in Miami, it's so aggressive.
Yes.
Man. Like
Yes.
if you mess up one day, it's gonna cost you 3 weeks to recover. Just from one day that maybe the service was low and we overcooked the pizza or the drink.
Especially with social media.
Exactly. No, everybody's a foodie. Everybody has the power to go and rate
I
you.
say that. I say
You
that
know
all
what
the
I mean?
time.
So we have to be alert about that. And
Yes.
that's why I tell my servers, bartenders, my bosses, if you see something that doesn't belong, or if you see someone that is not enjoying themselves in any type of way, we have to rectify it in real time. Because otherwise that's going to go on and, it stays forever, on these things. But so we just have to match the produce. I get the flour from Italy. We get all these handmade pastas, because pasta is a pasta dish, right? Like, when we talk about opening another Italian restaurant, we're thinking, who needs another Italian restaurant? But we do make a difference on the quality of the produce, the quality of the pastas. Even if you go there without me, you're going to get a beautiful meal. I don't have to be there just to, So everything is well taken care of. There's a sous chef, there's an executive chef there. So there's a lot of eyes and hands on one plate, and there's somebody there making a sauce at 6 a.m. Wow. And that's really the consistency. I don't buy anything made. We make everything in-house.
That's key. It's that the restaurant business, there's an aggressive grind,
You can't fool anybody anymore.
Yeah.
Man. You can't fool anybody. Everybody, for whatever it's worth, everybody has an opinion. Whether if it's bad, good, or ridiculous, you gotta have to take it. You have to adjust. That's a business. You know what I'm saying?
In your case, I think it's great that everyone who's been on here today has put you in the top 3 of their favorite restaurants.
They have
great opinions.
They better.
And
I
we
get discount.
I like Jason.
You've been here for what, 7 months?
We opened last week of May.
Last week of May. So curious to know, how was the summertime? How was the end of the year? Because you're right in dead center of downtown Miami.
Right.
So you have the tourism coming in and out.
Yeah, we do, and we open purposely at the worst time of the year, right? Because we wanted to get all the
kinks out.
all the stuff that we needed to go sort it out. So that was tough. That was hard. I'm not gonna lie, but we made it through. We went through a team and maybe 2 teams from front of the house, and I think it was the last week of September where we got into a rhythm, and seeing the regulars at the bar and seeing people come back and calling us back or texting me, hey, are you in tonight, or is this girl working today? So we started building traction. We started creating some traction around the neighborhood. And eventually, I started, because we have a beautiful PVR, which I'll show you. So we started booking events, right? Because the restaurant is for that. The restaurant.
You have a space for private events.
I have a
beautiful
space,
private room.
I have you'll see, but it's not a small restaurant. It's a medium large size restaurant. So I have to keep busy because we just have to create momentum. But after Thanksgiving, the restaurant, thank God, has been doing very well. So right now we're at a very good position.
So I've been on a mission this whole podcast, this whole morning, to find a place to take my wife Saturday for Valentine's.
Oh, boy.
Do you have space available for me this Saturday?
Do you have space in there? Yeah.
I really want to say no, but yes.
You got a customer.
Of course,
All right,
man.
so
of course. I got
There goes the surprise.
Resolve it, bro. You
We
left the
got
best
you.
for last.
We got you.
Surprise from Mafe.
But listen,
What
talking.
day is Valentine's, by the way?
come on, yeah, right.
Saturday.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. I don't usually go out on Valentine's.
No? Well, I am.
I cook at home.
You cook at home.
I cook at home.
That's the way to go. That's the way to go.
I may just go ahead and join Eddie and Mafe. Maybe let's see.
That was a beautiful night out.
Maybe.
Beautiful night out
No,
in Miami
Denise
World
loves
Center.
JC, so we'll probably
There you go.
we'll check it out. Go ahead.
And the thing is, if I go with Manny, I can order the expensive wine too.
And send it back.
I was gonna, but beyond that, there's all these buildings here you're talking about. I'm curious to know, do you have these buildings ordering Uber Eats, or do they actually walk down, come pick up the food? Or are they? Is that like ordering concept? Culture is so crazy that they're ordering Uber Eats to this right here.
I'm gonna do you one better. You know what we've done? We created a QR code that they can order directly from me without going through Uber Eats.
Wow.
Like New York style. In New York, remember
yes,
delivery,
of
pizza
course,
delivery, you
of
call the
course.
restaurant or you do.
And you
but
got
now,
your guy right
now
there,
nobody
go up
calls
to-
nobody, right?
Yeah.
Everything is QR codes.
Yeah.
And you don't have
Yes,
to talk
yes,
to
yes.
anybody. So I'm doing that with the residents around.
I like that.
In the 3-block radius, you can go to the code and order whatever you want.
This is
and
why
then-
Serafina did good in bringing you here.
Thank you,
Yeah.
man. Thank
This
you.
is why.
there a
This is
delivery
why.
fee or there's no delivery fee or?
Huh?
Does that include a delivery fee or
Dinner?
delivery fee?
The delivery.
No, I don't do that. No,
So you don't
tip-
charge a delivery fee?
No, you
wow.
tip the guy.
So if you live in the 3
In
mile
the
radius
area.
of Serafina, I can order online.
That's
straight-
awesome.
order a line straight through my system, and then the runner will
No
come
delivery.
get you-
Wow, man, you're saving
When this
30%.
podcast comes out,
Exactly.
it's amazing.
The radius.
That's really smart.
Exactly.
That's really smart.
But I mean, I think that's
awesome.
about taking advantage of the opportunity. That's about being a forward thinking. We had Russell Galbut on. He talked about change, right? That's looking at the changing of times, being a good entrepreneur and meeting that moment and saying, we're going to take these orders, we're going to deliver, make it easy for people and connect with the community that everybody has built around here. So, I mean, I really commend you on taking that on. You know, Russell mentioned everything is about change. That's about changing to meet the demand of where the customer is, which is hugely important in business, maybe not even the most important thing.
Yeah.
And it's really what you just said is the way my thought of thinking is going back to basics. You understand? We've been so, like, I'm not bashing anybody, and I love all the other restaurants, and I don't have a problem. But we went too far. Like Miami, the last 2 years, it was out of control a little bit.
In what sense? In what sense?
In the sense that, I mean, granted, everybody wants to take a picture, everybody wants to do this, and everybody, okay, cool, that's the culture, right? But so to go into those type of restaurants is not for everybody. Not everybody
Correct.
can afford $800 dinner.
But that's what I'm saying. Those are restaurants
what I
that
mean?
people are just going to go once and done. You don't want
And-
that. You want people to come back. You
No,
want
for
people
me,
to Serafina
it
come
was
back.
circling back
Yes.
to why we succeeded. back in
100%.
New York, you understand?
100%.
So that's what it is. That's what we're doing. It's simple. I'm not creating nothing, dude. I'm going back to basics.
But now they say that Miami is the capital for the most expensive restaurants. You can't go out here and eat a good meal for under $250.
I mean, that's a shame.
That's a very shame.
You know,
Luckily,
that's a shame.
So that's
a
what
day
I'm
in
saying.
Miami will be doing something with the DDA that will show you where you can get lunch for
That's
under
important.
$20.
There you go.
That's
a
what
lot
I'm
of
doing
people
too.
complain
Yeah,
about that.
yeah,
You can't go out and get a nice meal for under $250.
I mean, but I'm sure there's somebody, mom and pop restaurants and things like that. Those are,
organic
I like to. People
chicken.
always ask me, "Where do you like to go? What do you want to do? Like, what's your favorite restaurant?" And it's the simplest things. Those are my favorite restaurants.
What do you think? I'm curious to know because you seem like you're somebody who's very in tune with what's going on. What do you think about the influencer foodie culture? Foodies coming to the restaurants, taking pictures, posting.
Really?
I want to get your
I
insight.
mean,
on it.
that's
as a restaurant,
double-edged sword, bro. I mean, what can I say?
as a
Turn off the
restaurant-
mic. That's all I'm gonna say.
All right, we'll pass.
No,
on that.
it's all. Listen,
It's
it's
good.
an
It's
adjustment.
good.
I
It
have to go
is,
through an
yeah.
adjustment, and if somebody is paying for this guy or this woman to come in and take a picture, make a video, if my reservations don't impact my reservation, then it's no good for me.
Yeah.
So how do I monitor it? I monitor it because when I know where the post is going to come up and the story is going to come up, and then I look at my reservations. If nothing changed, then what did I do?
Right.
I mean, but still, I still do it.
It's
'cause
involved.
it's-
Yeah, no, you have to
it's-
do it. I
This
think
is
at point
why-
you have to do it. I think it's good.
Right.
You know.
This is why when I go I'm not a food critic. I like food. I like restaurants. And when I go and I do a video, it's because I really like that restaurant. I didn't get paid for it. I didn't do anything for it. I just go and I post it. If I don't like it, I don't post it. If I really like it, I'll go ahead and post
He's
it.
not lying.
This is about
went
the-
to a
And
new
I will
restaurant
go
the
ahead
other
and give
day.
you my double S's if I really like
We went
it.
to a new restaurant the other day. I just opened.
Oh, yeah.
He loved the food, but he did not like how we were treated. And he goes, "I'm not doing anything here. He goes, let's go."
Well, because I'm not going to say the restaurant, but anyway, it wasn't treated. It's just opening, but they were like, I don't know. It's so important to have people. I'm not saying it because I know JC and he's a great guy, but this is what you want in restaurant, ownership, management. This is what you want. You want I've always said it's so important that when you get into restaurants, that people, come out. Hey, how are you? How you doing? Even if you know them or don't know them, it's part of that is also the experience of the restaurant. Let me tell you, the food in this place was phenomenal. I may go back. I'm gonna have to, but it's phenomenal. But the manager person was like, just, oh, what? No, I don't think this and that. And I'm saying, you know what? Or Eddie goes to me, you want to do? I'm not doing a review. It's not in me. You know what I'm saying? When you want to do something, you want to be happy with it. Natural. Natural. Everything that I've done in any restaurant, I've just done it because we were eating or was wow, this is good stuff. And you take pride in that because then when people come up to you and they tell you, I know how you are. If you like that restaurant, it's because I'm gonna like it. I'm not. One doesn't do it because, to your point, the ones that you're paying, the foodie people have to go out and do it. Which, all due respect, it's great. But now all of a sudden, all these people, you don't know what school they went to be food critics.
Right. Yeah. Well, I think that's why we took the opportunity to DDA to partner with you guys as trusted advisors and people that are introducing people to Miami and having topics and the conversations to educate the viewers and people here in Miami that you really do care about. And so I think that's the importance. And times have changed where everybody is a bit of a critic, but information gets out in a different way. And being able to give great entrepreneurs, great places like Miami Worldcenter, like Serafina, the opportunity to introduce them to an audience that maybe hasn't come down yet. It's something that we want to do as a DDA because we think it's important for people to come and rediscover downtown, discover Miami Worldcenter, spend some time at Serafina, make it your new hometown kind of restaurant. And so, we thank you for taking the opportunity to kind of talk to us, and also the way you engage with the audience and how that's important to you, customer first type of vibe.
Yeah, absolutely, man. The restaurant business is it's a package deal. Yeah. So I'm happy to be here. Happy to see you, Manny. Happy to see everybody here.
JC, before we go, now everybody's gonna want to hear this one with you too.
Yeah, from you got you
from the foodie guy, from the management perspective. I hate to put you on the spot, but what are your top 3 restaurants?
Starting with number 3. Yeah. Starting with number 3.
Pick Serafina.
Listen, we know Serafina is you. It's you. Yeah. We got it. But let's say that you're somewhere else with the family.
I know
number
number 3.
Number 3.
3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1.
Oh, got it. Okay, let me think about number
your
2.
go-tos.
I know, baby. I know. Hold on. All right. So.
Dale, so we can go eat.
How do you call this guy?
Yes,
Mandolin.
Okay.
Mandolin is solid. It's always been something.
Where's it located?
Over here somewhere.
Oh, Mandolin. Okay.
Yeah. Mandolin.
Downtown.
Yeah, downtown.
What do you like about Mandolin?
Mandolin is just the simplicity. They're not trying to do anything that they can't do. The presentation of they have an ice cream gelato dessert, which is it's a fake homemade gelato, which is just out of this world. It's just
number 2.
Number 2 is gonna shock a little some people, but
we've been shocked.
Hummus de Acla.
Hummus de Acla. Is that Peruvian?
Never heard of this one.
Never heard of
it.
Is
it? It's in Hollandale.
Okay.
Oh. It's a Hollandale, and it's one of those places that if you don't know what to order, once this dude is in your face, you'll be like, get out of here.
What type of food?
Middle Eastern.
Oh, wow. Okay, I like
the
that.
Israeli Iraqi family.
Okay.
Wow.
You go there often, or?
Yeah.
I love that. You see? We're everywhere.
You always get something new. Yeah.
And number 1.
Hey, listen, I went, I got to go with Sonny's, man.
Okay.
Hometown favorite.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hometown favorite. That's all right, though. They do a great job.
Wagon, man.
The rolls, the location is beautiful. Sonny's does a great job. They used to be here in the district, We were happy when they were here, but we wish them, as much success as they have gotten, they deserve. As they moved into the new location, and I love that spot. I love that huge, big tree, man. I love.
Maybe you can help us because we haven't been.
I got you.
So,
I know a guy.
He knows a guy. Well, listen, guys. Thank you, JC. Thank you for coming on the pod, my brother.
JC, you're the man, man.
And stay tuned.
We're gonna see if
I'm going to Serafina's now.
Yeah, let's go.
A triple S.
A day in Miami Worldcenter. Thank you, guys.
We'll start happy hour early today.